Sunday scaries. Sunday something. Sunday scary. Sunday something. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, well, we're gonna play some Fortnite just for the afternoon and kind of chill for a little bit and just kind of hang out and yap and play some Fort because we haven't played Fort in a hot minute. So we're gonna do that today. But I hope you guys are having a fabulous afternoon. I am doing good. I'm doing good. You know, it's just another day, another day of life. You know what I mean? Thank you, Kava. I appreciate it. It was good. I really didn't do much. I went and spent time with my mama, kind of hung out there, and that was kind of it. That was really kind of it. Really did not do much. We went out to dinner, but that was basically all I did yesterday. So very chill Saturday yesterday. No Sunday scares for me. I broke my foot Friday morning. Oh no, Destiny. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. She is feeling a lot. Oh my God, so much better than she was a couple weeks ago, for sure. But yeah, I had a chill Saturday yesterday, and now here we are on Sunday. I'm feeling like I always have the Sunday scaries. I feel like even though I work every day, I still to this day get the Sunday scaries every day, every time. Even though my job is like not a 9 to 5 job where I have to like get ready for the week every week, I literally every day, every Sunday, I'm like, no, I have the Sunday scaries. It happens no matter what. No matter what at all. If you're the first season, I love that. How'd you love it? Also, I want to say thank you to Jerry and who else subbed? Autumn. Thank you guys for the resubs, by the way. I have them too no matter what. Isn't it so funny? Even if I have like nothing going on Monday, again, like tomorrow, Monday's a casual day for us, just another stream. In my brain, I'm like all day this morning, I was like, oh my God, I'm so stressed. I have a million things I need to do. So it was definitely a very, very like, just getting my brain around that, I think. I hate that yesterday I woke up at 7:30 and today I woke up at 10 and have to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, that's a lot of ranges of time. Thank you, Roscoe. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, we don't do any ads right now. So sorry, friend. I have some good news and bad news about my work week. What's your good news and your bad news? Also, same waking up bedtimes. Yeah, right. But no, otherwise I'm doing okay. Just trying to like get through the day. You know what I mean? I got to clean my apartment after stream today. I feel like Friday and Saturday, I just let my apartment fall apart. And then I'm like, I need to deep clean my entire apartment, even though it's clean throughout most of the week. So today it's like, oop, after stream today, I got to like vacuum. I got to do laundry. Hi, E-Rock. How are you? I got to do all of those things. Hi, Dark Slater. How are you? Welcome in. But today is our Sunday fun day. So we're going to have a chill. I don't know how long we'll be on for. As you guys know, Sundays are like our, vibey days. Get better. Get which new student? I'm trying to think of which new student it is. Can you name the name of it? I just can't remember which one you're referring to. I woke up between 7 to 8. I would be fine. Yes and no. My bad news is I lost my supervisor. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so sorry with Jerry Puffs. Hopefully the transition's okay. Just found heading to work. Okay, workout. I did work out 3 times this week, so I felt proud of myself for that. I did work out 3 times this week, so I did do that. The girl that one gives Santos vibes. Oh my gosh, what is her name? I can't think of her name right now. Yes, she does. For sure. She gets much better. Yeah. Currently watching from the gym. Okay, workout. My news is that I have my coworker that's been gone for a month and a half from surgery. Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, Dre Puffs. Well, hopefully it goes okay for this week. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to like, continue chugging along, y'all. Doing our thing as we do, and just have a good time. So I'm excited. This week for streams upcoming, I don't really know what we have planned. I know we're gonna have more Tomodachi Life for sure, more Fortnite for sure. I don't know what else. We'll see. Maybe we'll have Minecraft going. Maybe we'll have other things. We might do like some just chatting things. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what we've got on the schedule for then. But that's the current plan. I'm like 10 minutes in the episode 1, season 2, and I'm like, get her off my screen. No, I like her a lot. Later on. Dreyfus for doing a viewer game. We'll do viewer games towards the end of stream unless you want to save that. Just because I haven't played Fortnite in a little bit and it'll be a little while. So we'll do that towards the end of the stream if that works. My yoga just ended. I love that, Mallard. How was yoga? Hopefully good. Also welcome in. Good afternoon. Yeah. I'm starting my IVF journey. Wait, that's so exciting. Autumn, congratulations. Oh my God, I love that. Congrats, Batty. Maybe Pokopia. Maybe we do like Tomodachi and Pokopia one day. Like, you know what I mean? Do like a double whammy. Do like a double whammy. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see. Hi, Jay Louise. How are you? I want to do more IRL stuff too. Like kind of like how we did that just chatting moment the other day. I thought that was so much fun. I don't know what I would do yet. I know like people would do like more cooking streams, but I'm like, ooh, girl, I hate cooking. But maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that at some point. Maybe something this week along those lines. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see how it goes. Hi, Marshmallow. Welcome in. We'll have to see what we come up with. But yeah, my plan is just positive vibes, trying to come up with, I think, more positive vibes. I got a message from my doctor and they were like, and I think this is true with my stream. They were like, so I had the issues with my kidney stuff that's been going on, by the way, is all okay, y'all. I know I like said something about it on Friday. I talked to my doctor. I called her on the phone after stream Friday and talked to her, and she was like, if you're having like issues with like your mood and you're very irritable lately, that may be part of the problem. I'm like, yeah, girl, I am very irritable lately. So that was I guess good that I had some sort of like, I don't know, discussion with her about that. Yeah, Jerpus for sure. My ancestor's mic broke while I was in sub games with Venturous Friday. Oh no. An hour or so. I still haven't purchased Spokopia, so I'm living vicariously through you. Yeah. So do you have a Switch 2 yet, Meredith, or not yet? Not yet. Haunted Ty, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Hope you're having a good day. Otherwise, we've just been continuing to post on all the platforms that we're on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. The most recent Fortnite clip did blow up, of course, which was kind of funny. The one where I actually hit those shots that one day with the whatever it's called, that revolver, which was wild. So we'll see how that goes. And we're gonna go on TikTok and just have a good afternoon. I only need 2 more photo shoots until I get to buy my Switch 2. Ooh, okay, saving. Certain alignment makes us upset. Yeah, isn't that crazy? And that's why I'm here. You found that one, Haunted Time. Welcome in. Welcome. I'm glad you found it from that from that video. Definitely iconic funny video. And then we had some of our Tomodachi stuff do well too. Your old Stardew clips keep popping on my YouTube. See, that's crazy to me. Have not played Stardew Valley, Michaela, probably in 2 years. I have had people, recently, all of my old clips keep resurfacing, like super old clips, like stuff from Animal Crossing days, stuff from before I even did Animal Crossing, like Fall Guys days. Like I'm getting comments and likes on those videos that are like 8 years, like not 8 years ago, but like 5 years ago. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, stop. What's happening? This is weird. I don't like that. No, I have the OLED, so I haven't gotten the 2 yet, but what could be the reason I buy the 2? Yeah, for sure. Specifically the Mayo one. Oh my God, I don't even remember that one. See, that's how long it's been. I mean, quite literally have not touched Stardew since, God, 2024, 2023. That's so funny though. Yeah, otherwise we're gonna play some Fort today, just kind of chill, hang out. We'll have more Tomodachi Life probably tomorrow, but we'll see. Yeah, it's weird, Alicia, right? So we'll just have to see what we've got on the docket. Again, Sundays are our like chill vibey days. So we will have a probably not a full length, 6-hour stream today, but more of a chill afternoon where we just play a little bit and have a good time. We're gonna start on TikTok here in a second, actually. And that's the plan. That's the plan. And then I got to come up with some weekly stuff and get things moving and grooving for the week. I'll tell you what. Lots to do this week. I feel like I have lots to do this week. So we'll see how it goes. You really guess what? Yeah. That's a good one. But yeah, I didn't do anything on my day off yesterday, really. Just kind of hung out with Mama Zesty. Opened some more Pokemon cards. Today's title on TikTok is I'm not Tyler Oakley, I promise. Opened some more I did get more Pokemon cards and I did open them. Jerry, thank you for the gifted sub. I had basically 0 pulls again. No. A girl's luck is out. A girl's luck is out on the card. I mean, I got all repeats again, which I was like, okay, whatever. Thank you for the gifted sub. I so appreciate that. Yeah, I can't believe it's this time. Not this time, but next time. I blame my mom instead because she was with me. No, I'm kidding. No, I went back to the card shop and they were like, yeah, you can get another box. So I was like, okay. Hi, Dragon. How are you? I mean, I did get some good pull. I wasn't that I didn't get anything, but I just didn't get, they were all repeats of stuff I already had. So I was like, okay, well, there it is. But, repeats are repeats. We'll take what we can get. I just want some of those newer, I want some of the other cards to have and to hold. But no, I hope you guys are doing good and having a good day. And And I'm doing good on my way to buy some Pokemon cards. Jealous Dragon. I'm on a no probably spending for cards this week unless there's like something crazy that I find. I'm on a no spend week for cards. So that's my rule right now. So as of right now, unless it's like something crazy pops up that I'm able to, I don't know, do something wild, but otherwise no spending on cards this week is my rule. Did you see the TikTok of the girls who want to see Matthew Morgan dressed as Sue? Yes. I did see that TikTok clip. Yeah, I get a lot of glee on my For You page. Shockingly, well, not shockingly, I get a lot of glee on my For You page. So I did see that. That was very, very funny. And yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything else that's been going on. Just the usual. Just living, you know. I mean, it was only a day that I was away, but just the usual. Is there a book off near you? That's where I get my good condition cards for like $1. No, what's a book off? I actually don't know what that is. I'm curious what that is. Is that like a card show, Michaela, or is that like an event? I'm actually like genuinely curious what that is. Happy Sunday, Kayla. How are you? Hope you're having a good Sunday. I don't know what that is. I'm curious what it is. We don't really have any. The next event that I'm going to. Alien.
Then we go to the gay club, and who do I see as soon as I get in the door? Abby Lee Miller in her wheelchair. Yes.
Okay, Alien.
Dula P. And you know what? What was that?
Okay. James.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Can we get some slays for Alien with that? Thank you. Also with the plus goal, we're at 265 out of 300 for the plus goal for this month. So we're very, very close. Very, very close on that one. Slay. It's like a Goodwill, but for figurine game cards. Oh. No, I don't have that. I mean, we do have a card show here or a card shop, game shop here in town where I get a lot of cards. Jerry as well. Hello.
Baby, I shake that ice. I shake that ice. Shake that ice. Now what? Shake that ice. I shake that ice. Shake that ice.
Thank you.
Shake that.
Oh my God, baddies, thank you so much. It's so sweet, y'all. I really appreciate that. Thank you, guys. And Sammy subbing a tier 1 for 9 months on a 9-month streak. Okay, we got to play the hype train emote now because you guys kicked off a hype train.
All aboard.
Oh my God, wait, hold on. We're going to have everything going crazy. Wait, let me refresh because everything's going to go nuts. Carl, thank you for the 5 gifted. I'm going to play this hype train song for that. Oh my God. Wait, did you mail it? Thank you for resubbing. I missed it. Did I miss it? Thank you. Crazy today. Happy Sunday. All aboard. I thought I saw it a couple days ago, Mallard. I swear I saw the resub a couple days ago. We missed you, Batty. Yes. Yeah, yesterday was a good day off. It was a good day off. I'm trying to figure what I want to like continue to do Sundays, but I'm like trying to figure a better way to like, I don't know. I'm trying to think if like we do something different with Sundays, but I haven't decided yet. I'm kind of like trying to figure that out a little bit, you know. Super cool name. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. You have a super cool name. And hi, Hannah. How are you? Welcome in. And not the 6'7". Not the 6'7". I think that's Kaylee's emote, isn't it? That's so funny. But yeah, no, for the card, what was I saying? My card shop, my alt account. Oh my gosh, I love that. Wait, who's it of? For the card shop that I have in town, you can like trade cards with them. They have like binders full of cards that you can buy. But they don't have a lot of stock of cards. I'll be real. They only have like maybe 20 cards at a time that you can trade with them or buy from them. And most of them are like not, you know what I mean? Like they don't have anything crazy in the shop usually. So they don't have like a huge selection to buy from at least the place that's like right down the road from me. There are other places that are around. Wait, the little eyes. Who is it? And guys, thank you for the level 5 train already. That's crazy. So yeah, no, I just need to figure out. I need to organize my binder a little bit more. I picked up some more sleeves for my vintage cards that I did pull out to get those organized. And I think I might try and organize my bulk cards a little bit. This is very, very fun stuff, guys, but it's very, I feel like monotonous a little bit. So kind of crazy, kind of crazy. But no, I just hope you guys are having a good afternoon. Lace's 1K slot binder just came in today. Wait, really? Oh my gosh. I reconsidered. I did. I didn't do much. I really did basically nothing, which was lovely. I did nothing. Wait, what is 1K slot binder? Is that like a big binder? Like, is it one of those big ones? I've seen those online before. I would never buy one of those, but like, that's so funny. They want to do the Pokedex? Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. What's your news as well, Jerry Puffs? If you're just running in, guys, welcome in. Happy Friday or Sunday. We're gonna play some Fortnite here in just a minute. We have a hype train going on right now. We'll start on TikTok. We're just yapping for a few before we get started, as we do. We have a hype train going on. Oh my god, we're like almost to level 6. We're halfway there. So thank you guys. They want to do the Pokédex. That's so funny. Yeah, a lot of people were asking like if I had bulk cards, so I was like, well, maybe I'll do more. Alien Gifting a super cool name. The mysterious alt account. You bought The Last of Us 2? Love that, Jerry. And Megan subbing at tier 2. There's the next level of the hype train baddies. Thank you so much. You won V-Bucks from Happy last night? Whoa, that's crazy. That's a good win. I feel like there's so many people who enter her drawing, so that's crazy. How much did you win? I love that. That's cool. I feel like probably she has a lot of people who enter into her like her drawings. Level 6 Slay. Yes, level 6 Slay. You're mastering Phantasmal Flame. Love that. Slay Sunday. Quite truly Slay Sunday. That's really cool. I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, I love that. That's so much fun. That's really neat. Yeah, we also gifted out some skins a couple days ago from the redeems that we had. Alien, I sent a skin out to today. And Marisol got a skin. I still have that redeem up. I'm going to keep that redeem in. I like having that redeem. I think it's a fun thing for you guys. So have fun, Dragon. Don't spend too much. Spend too much. Savasa, welcome in. How are you? But yeah, let me show you guys what cards I pulled yesterday that I did off stream that were like decent-ish. I didn't pull anything too crazy, but I did get a couple of good things. Did say yes. I mean, I can't write. I did get a couple of new things. I re-pulled. Well, I only got 3 things from another set, but maybe they're all repeats. They're just ones that I already have. So these are what I did pull from the one box that I got. Oh my god, hello, can I move the cards right? These were the 3 that I got, but I literally already have all 3 of these. So I just keep getting which is fine. Repeats are totally fine because then I can just sell, either sell them or use them for trades later on. Alien gifting another sub. Holy cow. Thank you guys. What the heck? That was crazy. I think that was all the big ones I pulled. I don't think I got anything else that was like newish. I don't think I got anything else new. So yeah, those were all the big baddies. The big baddies I pulled. So we'll see. We're gonna keep working on it little by little. But this week I'm on a no buying cards rule, or no buying cards out in the wild, unless it's like I see something that's like I'm never gonna be able to get otherwise, unless I buy it right then and there. You know what I mean? That's my only rule for this week. So were the non-stream cards better? They were in value, but I didn't get as many pulls. But also I only opened 1 box, so I guess technically yes, because we pulled like 5 cards that were really, really good on stream, or that were semi-decent on stream, but I pulled 3 cards that were pretty good off stream, but I only opened 6 packs compared to the 15 packs that we opened on stream. So I don't know, give or take a little bit. I don't know. So bad. I would say if you want to get into Pokemon right now, just buy the cards. You know what I mean? Same. Just buy the cards you want. Like, looking back at it, the amount I spent on cards yesterday and Friday, I could have just bought the cards I wanted from the set. Like, I could have probably bought at least 1 or 2 of the cards that I was trying to get from the set, very specifically. So I was like, well, I have not used Fanatics Collect. No, I know a lot of people do use it. I use collector for like tracking my cards and stuff. That's what I would say if you want to get into the hobby right now, or if you just find, but never buy packs that are over market price. Always just look up market price. If you're at a store, if you're somewhere, be like, hey, what's that? Ascended Heroes. If you're like at a store, like look up the market price of Like if they have like a set, like my brother yesterday was at a store that had a ton of Pokemon in stock, including a ton of Ascended Heroes. And he was like, do you want me to pick this up for you? And I was like, what did you like? How much is it? And they were charging. So the box that I bought from my card store that was $30, they were charging $75 for the box. At the place that he went to. So I said, no, I do not want you to buy that. I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like that's way over market price. Like absolutely, absolutely not. I will not pay. No. Yeah, that's what I use at Smack. I like it. If I'm the library signs and cards I purchase, yeah, right. So that you just have to like know what the market value is for the cards, which is basically like the price that it would cost if you bought it at like Target or something or on the website, and then figure like how much they're trying to resell you at if you're buying actual cards, which I only pay close to, unless it's like something that's not too bad, I will only pay market value. I won't pay over. I just refuse to. I think it's not. I don't want to give in to the scalpers. You know what I mean? Guys, thank you for that hype trade. That was crazy. Level 5. Slay. Oh no, level 6. Sorry, I can't see. I'm blind. 21 subs, Fatty. Wow. Thank you. I'm watching the computer for the first time and it's so HD. You can see my pimple that I'm breaking out on right here. I have a zit that's forming right here, Awissa. I never get zits. I never break out. And this morning I woke up to a zit forming and I was like, shocked. I was shocked by that. I was like, oh, okay, clocked. I was like, okay, I see you. Very interesting. So that was fun. Period. Because I saw like these one cards of an artist making clay sculptures. Yes. Yeah. So those ones are old. That's an older artist. They do a lot of the it's like claymation almost of the artwork. You can find a lot of those cards specifically if they aren't like the full art ones for not too expensive. Some of them are expensive, but some of them aren't too bad. Those are really cute. You can find those. Is emote coming through for you guys, or is it just the word? So if it's not coming through, I see that emote that you just sent. If you're seeing not my emotes and you're seeing words and it says like Ice Taw, that's because they let me change my emote names on Twitch from Ice Talks, which was my old username, to Zesty Bestie. Ascended Heroes, Megan. Honestly, anything. Just text me what they have and I'll be like, yes or no. But Ascended Heroes is the big one for me. The good sub. Oh, verse of anything. No worries. So now if you like are typing in the chat, if you have the emotes on your phone and you're like tapping them and sending them, you have to go back to my like emote section not like you're recently used, but like to re-up the emotes correctly. Otherwise it's going to keep displaying them as text, because that's just like a Twitch glitch, unfortunately. So if you're like not seeing the emotes and it says like Ice Toss Shake or Ice whatever, you just have to change it to you have to go back and click it, because it's now under Zesty Bestie, which is, you know, a good thing. Finally they let me change that, which was nice. Hi Bougie, how are you? But yeah, we're gonna play Fortnite again. I don't think we're gonna be on like crazy long. Again, Sundays are our chill days. We hang out, we vibe for a little bit. And that's my plan for the afternoon. And yeah, because then I got some stuff. I wrote a little list of things I got to get done today. So I'm going to try and get some things going as well off stream. I need to clean. My apartment's a mess right now, guys. Like if you walked out there, you'd be like, oh girl. I mean, I guess my apartment's not a mess, but it's a mess for me. I am somebody who loves to have my apartment like clean all the time, because otherwise I feel like I'm in a very bad mindset. So I'm always cleaning my apartment. And so right now it's dirty for me. Like I have laundry that is sitting in front of the dryer that I need to fold. I have like, my bed is not made today. Perfect order. Nice. Love that, dragon. I have like a couple of dishes in the sink that I'm like, I need to wash. I need to like get these in the dishwasher and get loaded. I need to take out the trash, you know, just, I mean, it's not anything that's like crazy, but it's enough for me where I'm like, if I don't have my apartment perfectly clean, I feel like I can't, I feel like I'm like, I don't know, I guess my anxiety or whatever. I'm just like, I can't do anything. So I'm very much a like clean all the time. Which is so funny because I never used to be. Have you ever tried Home Chef? No, I'm thinking of picking up Hello Chef though, to at least try and cook some things and have like recipes brought to me and start cooking more. I need to get more into cooking. Is Home Chef frozen meals or is it kind of like Hello Fresh? Let me send that. I bought Perfect Order Boost Meal. Nice. I have Menti B when my house messy. Yeah. Same building nutrition clean 5%. Yeah, right. It's like Hello Fresh. Okay. Yeah. The thing for me is that like I just hate cooking. I hate it. I also hate cooking for one. And what I do like about those companies like HelloFresh or probably this other one too, is you can select that you're one person so that you know what I mean? So you're not like, because I always end up cooking way too much food or I can't, and then I just throw it out. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole thing, you know? Yeah, I'm shocked at how much I crave cleanliness. But before I used to not care as much. I'd just be like running around. But now I'm like, no, my apartment has to be clean. Yes. Yeah, I hate cleaning up after. I hate cleaning too. But you know, I love cooking, but I hate having to clean up after. Yeah, see, I feel like that's the. I don't love cooking. I don't like the time that it takes. I'm like, I can be doing 10 more productive things. You know what I mean? That's my issue for me is immediately my brain is like, actually, I should be doing more productive things. I need to, but it's like, no, you need to eat this food, Vinny. Shut the hell up and just cook the food. But my brain is like, you need to be working out of it because that's just how I am. So I'm like, I need to be doing more productive things than cooking right now. I shouldn't be cooking right now. And it's like, actually, you'd be saving more money if you cooked your food, Vinny. Dumbass. So just do it. But you know how it be. You know how it be. Bum, bum, bum. Slow cookers. I do like slow cookers too, Rachel. Yeah. I just feel like eventually I get to the point where I'm like, they're all the same type of meal. They all just become very repetitive. It's like some sort of like bowl. You know what I mean? Spend time cooking just to finish the meal in 5 minutes. Yeah. Let's get sweet cooks. Yeah. I can't wait till I have a significant other who loves cooking. I hope one day I find a significant other who like just loves to cook, like loves it. I hope, I pray. Yeah, Gabby, that's what I need to do more of. It's just hard. That's what I need to do more of. Career background. So Emily, it's actually a pixel screen. It's called a DIVOOM is the screen. You will one day, or I'll just need to force myself to enjoy cooking more than not, you know. The thing for me though also is I've said this before. It's like some foods I love to eat all the time, some foods I hate doing all the time. You know what I mean? Cobra, thank you for the sub with Prime. I think I've heard of them, Cami. I do save a lot of recipes. Yeah, guys, we're like 35. No, my brain can't do math. Yeah, 35 points away from our +2 goal on TikTok or on Twitch for here. So thank you guys. That playing with all the flavors and such is just not my thing. Yeah, I don't mind experimenting, but for me, it's just like if I cook the food and then I would love that, Megan. I also need like one pot. Like I can't do a thing where like I have to do like several steps. I love things that are easy and simple, at least to start. I want like, you know what I mean? That's why I like dump meals on crock pots because it's so easy for me to just like throw them in. But like a sheet pan meal, a one pot meal, like I don't want to have to like have 18 things going to make what I want to, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to have to do that. That is too much for me. Let me switch your cheeks. Thank you. Pause. I do the cooking between me and my husband, and we tend to just eat the same food. We're both neurodivergent, so we like the same meals most times. Yeah. Again, I like food. I like almost every food. The issue for me is actually it's not my my brain, it's my stomach because of my gastric bypass. I just very much, some days it's like I can eat this food, and some days it's like I'm gonna vomit if I look at that food. You know what I mean? See, I hate prep. I don't hate prep. Gays, get on prep. I hate prepping for food. Okay. I hate prepping for food. Do you count carbs and stuff? I do. Yeah. I try to do my best with it, but yes. Yeah. I mean, not as I have learned now over my 22 years of having diabetes, specifically like generally what stuff is that I need to do and have, you know what I mean? But so I don't like count as if it's like, you know, this is 5 grams of carbs, this is 6 grams. I just, you know, I know what my body needs type situation. And kind of just go off of it from there usually. Usually, hi, Curvy, how are you? It's been good. It's been a slow. I visited my grandmother today, which is always just, I don't know. I love my grandmother so much. I love her so much. I really, really do. She's wonderful. I love her. But it's if you ever have somebody who's older, obviously in your family, who she's just a very negative person, and I love her to death, but it makes my anxiety go through the roof every time I visit her. Which makes it, I think it's an unfortunate thing, you know? And so it can be a lot, you know? I love her. She helped raise me as a kid. So I try and go visit her at least once a week, but it is something that like takes a lot out of me every time I go. So it's just one of those types of situations. So I did that this morning. I took some pizza from my dad's pizzeria. Very tiring. Yeah, it's just like, it just very much increases my anxiety through the roof, you know, every time I go and see her. And it's not her fault. I just know that it's just one of those situations, but it is something that's like, Dr. Osp on Facebook. Oh my gosh, we need a pizzeria day. Yeah, maybe one day. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, whenever I know. My bestie's grandma threw her phone at a nurse in the hospital. Oh my God. Vanessa said pizza. I do. I had a piece of it driving back from my grandma's today. No, I love her. She just is very focused on the idea of like, it's time for her to die. Like every time I go see her, she's like, this is it. I'm dying today. And I don't know. Every time that I go, I'm like, it just fills me with like, I can't, you know what I mean? I can't. And I hate to see that, you know? And it's not that it's like, and I love her, but it is also her mentality that is doing that. You know what I mean? She's been saying that she's been dying for 20 years in my life. 20 years. Literally since I was like 5 years old, she's been saying she's been dying. You know, it's like one of those types of things. So it's always just a harder, you know. Hi, Wild Crew, how are you? Yeah. It's like I just want her to go, and I just know people her age who are actually out living their life and like doing things, and I get so frustrated because I'm like trying to encourage her. I'm like, we could go to, you know, brunch, we could do this. She's just like, nah, it's time for me to go. And I'm like, okay, you know, it's just, I don't know. So it's, anyways, all of that to say, it's a very energy draining moment. So I did that this morning. I love her dearly, but it is just something that, you know, I think a lot of people have that family member too that is somewhat like that too. Yeah, very young mom who said she's gonna make it. Yeah, it's a tough thing, right? Does that. She's crying illness. When I see her, she always says that. I'm like, yeah, and I just hate that. Thank you, Sakura. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I know people who are in their 80s like going nuts and ham, and you know, my grandmother is not, I mean, she's not young, she's 78, but she's not, you know, she's not 100, you know what I'm saying? Like and she's perfectly capable of going out and doing things. She just chooses to not, which is okay. So it's just, I don't know, it's a harder thing, you know. Yeah, and like I love her. It's just like, and you're right, exactly right. It's just, you know, it is what it is. But I always just hate going or I don't hate going. I have to build myself up to go, because it is one of those things where you go in and it's like, you just get hit with that wave of negativity, like for like 45 minutes, and you're like, okay, you know. Oh my gosh, much I mentioned anything? Yeah. Single love, thank you, I appreciate it. My grandma is the complete opposite, to the point that whenever I don't invite her to do anything, she'll give me a silent treatment for weeks. Like, okay, babe. She's like, girl, you better, I want to go out. I want to go do things. Yeah, my parents are not like that. My parents are very much like, want to go experience life, want to like go do things. My mom is always doing things, which I love. And my grandmother's just like not. So it's just one of those, you know. It happens sometimes, you know. I guess it is kind of what it is, in a way, but it do be what it do be, you know. Does her assisted living place have activities? Yes. She goes, and that's the thing, and I love her. She's a hypocrite because every time I come see her, she's out there playing bingo, having a grand old time. She's out there doing all her stuff with people. She's like living her life there, but she's just, it's like a little bit of an intention thing, I believe, usually is what I've noticed. So it's kind of that. It's kind of that situation. Like she's out there doing the whole 9 yards with people. Her watching right now, no, never. She's out there doing the. She has no idea what I do for work. I don't even bother explaining it to her because it's too much. She wouldn't get it. You know what I mean? She just would not understand it at all. So I don't even explain to her what I do for work. I just say I work in tech. That's what I tell her. I say I work in tech and I work all the time. That's what I literally tell her. I get up a day. Yeah. Sort of give. Okay, let's start playing. Yeah, exactly. And like I've like tried to be like, no, like, you know, but you can only do so much, right? So not wrong, I guess. I mean, technically it's somewhat tech, but yeah, I don't, she would never understand this job. She wouldn't be able to conceptualize it. So I don't bother trying to, I don't know, teach her on it. Anyways, let's get ready to play Fortnite, guys. We should play some Fortnite and hop on TikTok. Cause I don't know how late we're going to be live today, but we're gonna be live for a bit and vibe and thrive and try and win some games. Okay, baddies. So let me switch over to the game screen. And then we'll get started on the TikTok. You got a crown yesterday and felt powerful, vibing and thriving. Oh no, I forgot to move my camera. I always forget to do this. I need to create separate scenes for Fortnite and non-Fortnite because I always forget to do this. Okay, there we go. Fixed it. I will do that another day. I just always forget to. I got a crown yesterday and felt powerful. I love that. Hopefully, maybe we'll get a crown win today. I don't know. We'll see. You never know. You never know. You won your first bear game of the season yesterday. I love that. So let's do this. Yeah, I think you really like the squibbly skin in the battle pass. I do have the battle pass. I just haven't even looked at it yet. I'll be real. I should go through it. I have, as you can see, I have 137 rewards to claim. So I will start doing that eventually. Me and my friends were playing till 3 a.m. Ooh, me and Marvel Rivals lately, but not that late. But me and Marvel Rivals lately. So yeah. Anyways, let's go live on TikTok, baddies. You guys know the drill. And then we'll just have a chill afternoon, chill vibey day. You guys know what we do. All right. Let's lay it up. Hold on. I want to just real quick. Hold on. Fortnite in like a week. It feels so weird to be playing. Oh, I've been playing Warzone. Interesting. Ooh, I can't do Warzone or any of those games. I've tried. I just can't do it. I can't do Warzone. It ain't my vibe. All right. We're starting TikTok in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Only love you when they're playing. Hello, TikTok. Harley, thank you for the heart. Hello. Go. Yeah, it's the first person I don't like. Oh, Rachel. Okay. Hi, TikTok fam. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Hello. We're doing some chill afternoon fort for a bit, baddies. Oh no, it was I think I saw that in the chat that you posted today. It's just a toxic. Wait, I don't mind the first person. Yes. Oh, first person game. Yeah. I was like, wait. Hi Justine, hi Jolene, hi Carissa, hi Manders, Kinsey, thank you for the go populars. Thank you guys for the heart me's and love. Welcome in. Good afternoon. How are we on TikTok? We've been yapping for just a couple of minutes over on Purple. But I hope you guys are having a good afternoon and a good Sunday. I'm doing good. We're here. We're alive. How could we not be doing good, right? I guess a little bit. Super Bowl. Hi, Dragon over here. Hi, Haley. But yeah, we're gonna do some fort and just kind of chill for a little bit. Have a chill, shorter afternoon Sunday vibe stream. And kind of hang out for a little bit. So I hope you guys are doing good and having a good afternoon if you're joining in. And rock and rolling. Hi, Brant. We had our day off yesterday. Hi, Maxine. Welcome in. Thank us for the love. Guys, let's start with a little native New Yorker as we do at the start of every stream to get us rocking and rolling. Is she echoing? Is she echoing? Wendy!
Guess what? No one opens the door.
Why is she echoing? Well, we'll test that one again later. Welcome in. I don't know why she was echoing. That's kind of crazy. Have no idea why that was happening. But you know what? It is so her. If anyone was gonna echo, it would be Wendy. So, Green, thank you for the heart me. It would be, if anyone was going to echo, it would be Wendy. Lemon Squeeze, thank you for the heart me. Clap if you care. We'll see if other things are doing that, or if maybe I hit the button by twice by accident or something. Sometimes if I double hit the button, it plays it twice. So it might have just done that and double echoed it. But yes, welcome in. Hello. It's like it was live. Yeah, right. Good afternoon if you're joining in. Make sure to drop your daily heart me's if you're coming in, and your taps and your shares, all those good things. And we'll see who our first follower is going to be over on TikTok as well. To say hello. Justine, thank you for the star map. Oh my gosh, thank you for 2 of those. Hi, Bridget. Thank you. Hi, Twinkle Toes. How are you? Welcome in. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. It is a Sunday indeed. We're here. That's what matters, right? We're here. We're vibing and we're thriving. Let's play our intro and see if this one echoes. We're going to find out. Ready? Here we go.
Bitch, you know I'm
No, we're good.
Don't call, just text me. Bitch, it's slow, can't get
Oh my God, she's bald.
ITGIRL. You know
Hi,
I am
Joe.
that girl. Shh, bitch, don't kiss and tell.
Go from ATL. And yeah, let's get rocking and rolling on those shares and taps. And don't forget your daily heart me's. Let's get us rocked and rolled, y'all. Hello, Match. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you for all the love. Welcome in. Good afternoon. Yeah, we had the day off yesterday, baddies, but we're playing some Fort just for like some chill Sunday afternoon vibes to start us out for the day, and just kind of hanging for the afternoon. I don't know how late we'll be on today. Sundays are like our fun day, chill day, trying to escape the Sunday scaries a little bit. So we'll be on for a little bit, you know, kind of hang out and vibe and have a good time. And then we'll kind of figure out what we're going to do for the rest of this week, because we got some plans. Do I get a welcome? You do get a welcome. You get a little bit of Brittany. I'll tell you who I am. I am your zesty bestie. And this is...
It's Brittany, bitch.
That's what you get. And if you're scrolling by and you did not follow for that, leave a little follow right now, because we need to see who our first follower is going to be on TikTok today. Okay, who's going to be the first one this afternoon? Hi, Emmy. Hi, Alexis. Thank you for the follow. Ash, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. First one over on TikTok. Kodak, guys, thank you for the heart me's. I hope you guys are having a good Sunday, though. I hope you guys had a good day yesterday, too. Hi, Ella. Love you as a queen. Hi, Shadow. Welcome in. Don't forget your daily heart me's. Can somebody tell me how many shares we're currently out on TikTok as well? Monica with the heart me. I see you, baddie. Good afternoon. Hello. Is it no, probably not, Faith. Probably not. I mean, if we hit the goals, we can maybe do a custom, but we don't it's not on the schedule to do one. So it's usually a reward that we use if we have it. So it depends. What do you like about Fortnite? I like a lot of different things about it. It's a fun game. 13 now. Oh, we are so behind. We got to get to 30, y'all. Let's clock in. Hi, JJ. Welcome in. And guys, who's going to be our second and third follower on TikTok? Who's it going to be?
Baby, I shake that
It could be
ice.
you if you're scrolling by right now.
That ice. Shake that ice.
Demon, what do we think?
Shake that ice.
Haley.
Shake that ice.
Haley, unfortunately, your follow does not count because I believe you unfollowed and refollowed. It does actually. Please don't unfollow and refollow because it actually hurts the live. But I appreciate it. I love you so much for it. 34 shares. Thank you guys so much. Unfortunate. I wish it didn't. I'm about to ask that. Yes, it does not. It actually hurts more than it helps. It takes us down rather than up. Yeah, no, it genuinely does hurt the live. So I ask if you can stay following. But I appreciate the thought, Haley. It means a lot to me. Love your room. Thank you, Mari. I appreciate it. And guys, we're halfway with the heart me goal. Let's see if we can rock and roll it. And thank you for the taps. They do know us too well. Yes. Do I have a mod on TikTok yet? I don't know if we do. And hi, Trinity. How are you? Welcome in. Good afternoon. Trick with us. Thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it. Let me see if we have anybody clocked in today. Holds one, you all. Holds one. Okay. I was exhausted, but just okay. Gotcha. Oh, so you're so good. Don't worry about that at all. Hi, Jessica. Welcome in. Okay. Thank you, Emily. I just want to make sure. Slay. I do know Happy Abigail is. Yes, I do. I have an ex that's viewed like all my profiles. I was confused. Girl, block his ass. Get out of there with that. Jess, thank you for the zesty bestie mints. Welcome in. And guys, thank you for being here. We are now just 3 followers away from our little follow goal. So if you're scrolling by and not following, what are you doing? But we're going to get hot to go, okay? And we're going to hop into our first game. Hi, Louise. Thank you for the follow. I love that dust. And thank you for the heart me's, y'all. Thank you, thank you. All good, Emily. All good. Yes, Twiggles, we always are. Yeah, just there's a way in the Discord. There's a ticket you can make for it. You have your own gift. Yeah, it is cool, Mar. Isn't it fun? It is kind of fun. Lemon Squeeze, thank you for the finger hearts too. Happy Sunday, baddies, if you're joining in. I'm new. Are you new to Fortnite or new to watching me? If you're new, welcome in. Either way, either way. Insanity, how are you? No greater peace than blocking. Exactly. But yes, welcome in. I do hope you guys are having a good afternoon. We are just getting started on TikTok and on Purple, really. Today's just a chill afternoon. Dawn. Okay, Mel's. Who are you wanting to win? Oh, I am not caught up, Mel's. I'm gonna be real. I'm a bad gay. I'm a bad gay. I'm not gonna lie. Hi, Megan. But yes, y'all, we gotta get those taps up and those shares if we can. If we can. Get those rock and rolling. Hi, Jules. Welcome in. So happy to have you guys here. You blocked your ex's Roblox account too, as you should. As you should block his Roblox account. How far back? I can't even remember the last season I watched. I'm like really far back, Mel's. I won't lie. I just haven't had the time. A girl doesn't get a lot of time. Reality TV shows sometimes so hard for me to watch all the time, you know? You went out and danced your heart out, as you should. As you should. Absolutely, baddie, as you should. I was so happy. That's so fun. But yes, guys, thank you. We're 2 followers away from 5 new followers so far this stream. So if you're scrolling by on TikTok, make sure to leave a follow for Zesty Bestie, okay? All right, what are you doing if you're not? What are you doing if you're not? It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Bessie, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm taking myself as best I can, Jenny from the block. It's good to see you. My Saturday was good. I didn't do much, Emily. I kind of just vibed. Kind of just vibed and hung out. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I did most of the day yesterday. Hung out with Mama Zesty. How long have you been live? We've been live now for 9 minutes on TikTok at least. But 9 minutes. Actually, wait, hold on before I do the rest of this. I've been doing good. Thank you for asking. Doing good. Mama Zesty is doing good. She's doing very good. She's doing very good. Alexis, thank you guys for the heart news. Thank you. Abracadabra. Happy Sunday. Yes, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Wait, is this new? What is the recon scanner? Hello? Hold on, there's something like in the way of my chat. Okay, is this new? The recon scanner? I have not seen this weapon before. Is that new, baddies? It tracks people. Hi, Cad. I know, Harley. You have to bathe your cat. Any tips? His claws are sharp. Honestly, Morgan, I'm scared of cats because of their claws, so I wish you the best. Lots of love to you. So sorry, baddie. And guys, who's gonna be our next 2 followers on TikTok? If you are scrolling by and you are not following, you're homophobic. That's crazy. Only lasts like a minute. Okay. Shows you chests and people. So if I shoot it, I want to try it. Morgan, Cam, Kimmy, and Sherry. Thank you, baddies. Wait, let me try it. Oh, so it's like a little. Oh, it's like a little AOE. Okay. It's like a little grenade and it just, I see. Okay. I don't know if that's necessarily useful. Virgis, thank you for the follow, and Alex. I don't know if that's necessarily useful all the way, but you know. Take it. That was hilarious. Thank you, Kiara. I appreciate it. Yeah, I feel like it's not really like a weapon I'll use a ton, but cool, I guess. Cool, I guess, you know. Hello, hello, welcome in, y'all, if you're joining in. Happy day, y'all. Thank you for being here. Happy Sunday. We're vibing and thriving. Especially bad for endgame. Yeah, I guess for campers, I guess it's probably really good to use against campers, very specifically. I guess probably for that. It's pretty good, CC. I'm a little, I like it, and I have a love-hate relationship with it, you know. Thank you for the follow, Smiley. A little bit of both, you know. A little bit of both. And Amelie, when you guess, like, can we start a guessing game on TikTok as well? Oh, I think they're in here. This is where I could use it. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. And this is what's gonna be today, isn't it? I just want to have a nice chill Sunday with you guys. And this is what it's gonna be. And this is what it's gonna be. My goodness. So it's gonna be like that today. Okay. Well, if you are new here, let's introduce ourselves again.
Bitch, you know I'm
Zesty.
Don't call, just text me. Bitch, is slow, can't get
Oh my God, she's bald.
ITGIRL.
You know I am that girl.
Bitch, don't kiss and tell.
Sunday Scaries. That was wild. Couldn't even run to a bot first. Like, let me have at least a bot to start. You know what I mean? At least give me a bot to start. Damn. Damn. Do you like the new bundle, Bessie? They're so good. I haven't looked in the shop. I'm honestly not really getting anything in the shop unless I absolutely really, really want it. I think I looked at some pictures of it last night. It looked okay. It was cute. If you buy it, though, make sure to use code That'sZestyBestie. Are these people from... Oh, boy. Stream Snipers? Are these Stream Snipers guys, you think? Those two there? Kawaii J made those, yeah. They were a little too close for comfort, in my opinion. They were a little too close for comfort, in my opinion. I know, them just running away. Uh-oh, mama. They said hello. Quite literally. Mimi, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Hi, Carrot. Welcome in. Lilac, thank you for the follow. Good afternoon. Abracadabra. Ooh la la. But yeah, we're on Fortnite today, and then I don't know what we're gonna do for the rest of this week, for this upcoming week. We got a lot of, I mean, we're gonna do more Tomodachi Life for sure, and Fortnite, obviously. So Tomodachi and Fortnite are like the two things that we've got planned. But I don't know what else we're gonna do. I'll be real. Fortnite's not been hitting for us lately, so I'm wondering if we just stick to Tomodachi Life this week. Ray, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And Artistic, thank you for the sub at tier 1. We'll have to see. Or if we try something else new. We'll just have to see what we do, y'all. Thank you. Can we get some slays in the chat for that? Who's our next Meg on the island? I have no idea yet. Hi, Evie's girlfriend. How are you? How are you? Slay. Honestly, I've been loving Tomodachi Life too. No Pokopia today, Shad. No, probably not. Probably not. 5 hours after I see your live. Oh my gosh. Well, Amy, I'm glad you're here. Guys, we're almost at 15 followers. TikTok's a little behind, y'all. We got to like get caught up. If you were on TikTok, we got to lock in a little. Can we lock in on this Sunday? I know we're all tired from going out last night, but we got to lock in a little bit, okay? We got to put some work in here, baddies. See you, Shimday. How are you, Jaquee? It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Pokemon, but where do I start? Where, do you want to start with cards, Zoe, or like the games? The games. Grilled me lately, yeah. Hey, thank you for the match star. I appreciate it. Do I have a mod on TikTok who can start a guessing game? I can start one if not. I can start one if not. Abracadabra. Okay, we'll go with this for now. My day's going good. Lucy, how are you? Thanks, Kaylee. I appreciate you. Gabby, thank you for the game controller. Welcome, welcome in. Hope you guys are having a good day. Okay, I'm gonna be real. Now the spawn rate of these things is insane. Miss Daydreamer, how are you? I feel like the spawn rate of these things are like actually insane. Now I feel like I have 1 million of them. You know what I mean? Now I feel like I have 1 million of them. Like I feel like they're dropped every 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? I did actually, yeah, I had a good day yesterday. I didn't do much. I kind of just chilled. Yesterday. Kind of just hung out. Is the mythic common chest real? I have no idea. I don't even know what that is. Maybe. Whatever one you like the best. Maybe. Trade that for that. Hi, Mars. How are you? But yes, y'all, continue to keep tapping and sharing that live out. Helps us out so freaking much. Sarah, thank you for the heart me. Yes, thank you. We're just 10 heart me's away too. Hi, hello. Same, I'm having a week off of it. Are you? Have you taken a week off of Fortnite? I feel like sometimes you just need a little break, right? Everybody does. That's why I've been loving playing Tomodachi Life as like a secondary thing. It's so fun. You know what I mean? It's so fun to play on the side. It's been a blast for me. Chill weekend before your work trip next week. Where are you going for your work trip? Hopefully somewhere fabulous. And guys, we're almost at 20 followers. If you're scrolling by and you're not following, then I hate to break it to you. If you're on the FYP right now and you're not following, you are homophobic. You can fix that by following right now and you become an ally and you do go to heaven. But that's the only way. Kenzie's going to heaven. Jess is going to heaven. Madu's going to heaven. Lots of folks are going to heaven now. That's quite literally the only way. I don't know, kind of crazy. And Ally Heaven has lots of shares. Lots of share performers. Okay, where is my rivalry? I hear her. We got her. Can I still get in the gold? You know, you're already in, Fig. You are already in, sweetheart. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. You are already in. Hello, Diva. Hello, Riot. And Invite Tomodachi Life. It's a great game. I think it's a game that you have to have like some creativity a little bit for. I feel like it's more, I don't think I would love Tomodachi Life as much if I wasn't playing it with you guys, you know? You know what I mean? The oh my god, she's bald video? You mean this one?
Bitch, you know I'm
Zesty.
Don't call, just text me. Bitch, you slow, can't get
Oh my god, she's bald!
ITGIRL. You know I am that girl. Bitch, don't kiss and tell.
It goes from ATL. I want to go. Yeah, it is a $60 game, so it does have its price on it a little bit, you know. No, you guys are iconic, and I'm glad to have you guys here. I do hope you're having a good Sunday. I do hope you are. From ATL. What game? Tomodachi Life. Tomodachi Life. I'm doing good, Riot. We're kind of just vibing and thriving a little bit today. Having a chill afternoon, chill Sunday. Chill Sunday vibes. Here we go. There they are. And we're starting it out. What do? Is it fun? It's kind of like you make your own characters. They do. It's kind of like if you played Sims or Animal Crossing. I do Sherry. It's just my @ username on TikTok. So that's Zesty Bestie. Wait, it costs money? No. It does. It costs $60. Someone's trying to Steam snipe you. I'm sure they are. That's okay. That's all right. A baddie song suggestion? I mean, Sabrina Carpenter right now. Took it with the follow. I appreciate it. Love Sims. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And guys, thank you for the Hermes. We're 8 Hermes away from the Heart Me goal. Me too. Rough. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, they can try. They can try. If they do, they just get blocked. Brittany, thank you for the follow. I have seen that game, Nicole. Yes, I did see it, Mouse PI. I'm very curious about it too. Thank you, Sherry. Oh, you're a baddie for that. Wait, can we get some slaves for Sherry in the chat for that? What's the name of the game? This game, it's called Fortnite. It's called Fortnite. Game's all right. This is our second game of the day, Riot. Oh, I saw that clip, Jenny. Yeah. You guys, we have an ad break going on right now. Thank you guys for sitting through the ad break. It does mean a lot to me. I'm purple. Any other games I'll recommend? By the way, well, I'll wait till everybody comes back from the ad break, which I'll talk about that in a second. I mean, I've been loving Marvel. I've been playing Marvel Rivals a lot lately. Depends on what type of games you're looking for. Hi, Christine. Am I doing anything fun this weekend? I really didn't do much this weekend. Kind of just had a very chill weekend. I'm not gonna lie. Lexi, thank you for the hand hearts. So kind of you. Who do you main? I have 7 lords right now, so I kind of flex, smiley face. Not to be like, I flex. And I'm almost to diamond and ranked, but right now I flex. I do mostly support though. Mostly support. I have 3 lords in support right now. Who are your lords? I have Invis. I have Gambit. I have Cloak and Dagger. I have Magneto. I have Mr. Fantastic. I have Scarlet Witch, and I have Iron Man. Aaron, thank you for the follow. Lexi, thank you for the game controller. Yes, we are in an ad break right now, y'all. Little bit drunk. What is this person doing? What are they doing? What's your main skin you play as? You mean in Fortnite or in Marvel Rivals? They're gonna get me too. How are these not hitting a single? I actually hate the Nemesis. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I like actually hate the Nemesis. This is the skin I main the most. I like actually loathe the Nemesis. I hate it. And now they're like, I'm not even gonna bother. I don't want to fight them. I'm not interested. I'm just gonna leave. They threw a bunk up there. I'm good. I'm good to not. You know what I mean? Like, I'm content not doing that with them. You know, I'm content not doing that. Zach, thank you for the heart meme. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, TikTok's been a little funky today, so thank you guys for sharing and tapping out the live as well. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Like, for some reason, we're very behind on TikTok this afternoon. Hi, Zebra. I guess maybe because it's Sunday. Peach, thank you for the follow. Happy Sunday. And Zoe, thank you for the follow as well. Okay, top 10, y'all. I like the pistol too, but I like this one a little bit better. Thanks, Lucid. Thank you for the follow. If you do follow. Thank you. Is that a bot? That's a bot. I was like, what is that? Girl, I need more heals. I need more heals. Hi, Icy Rose. As for minutes, you have not. The ads have been for 3 minutes exactly. So you could say they've been 5 minutes, but they've been 3 minutes. They are 3-minute ads. They are never 5 minutes. Quite literally, I couldn't run a 5-minute ad even if I wanted to. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't run that. I can't type today. That's okay. Neither can I. Like Music Queen, I do. I do. Let me grab that. Fun fact. Fun fact. But yes, I do like music. Yeah. No, so what I was going to say about the ads, by the way, a lot of people recently have been like, I'm getting pre-roll ads when I was coming into the purple platform. They did change things around, guys. So now I have to run, instead of 1.5 minutes of ads, I have to run 3 minutes. That was the tea that I meant to tell you guys. By the way, that was the tea I meant to tell you guys. So that's why the ad breaks might seem a little bit longer today. And you're like, wait, what's going on? That is why. Mods, we can ban them when you want to. I'm not interested in that. I don't know that one, Lucid. I don't know them. And Savage Snug, thank you for the SCVC wins. Welcome in. A little bit. Okay, we have the one person still, but are they dead? I'm like not hitting my shots at all. I'm not hitting my shots at all today. Yeah, the mods will grab in a second. Do we have a mod on any of the platforms right now? Okay. Do I have a single mod today? Hello, mods, anybody? Anybody? Starting off in the chat. Do I have one today? Hold on, guys. I had to lock in here. I'm doing good. I'm trying to clock where people are. Okay, I'll take care of it. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. Okay. Got it. Sorry, guys. It took me a minute to get that started there. Doesn't work today. Well, Texas. As it does. As it does. Got him. Yeah, I just didn't want to like lose out of the game there. Vita, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. How are you? Where is this guy with this stupid ass explosive thing? He's all the way up there. I'm not even bothering. Okay. Hi, RJ. How are you? No worries, right? Take care of yourself. We'll see you later, baddie. And guys, thank you for the follows and the taps for coming in. We're 2 harmonies away from our harmony goal. Thank you for the rose. Let's see if we can slay that harmony goal up, y'all. Okay, I need more heals. Yes, good luck. Oh, and thank you for the heart read. Guys, thank you. And Jackson as well. So bad. Okay. Heals in here, maybe? Pizza. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Let me take a couple slices. Let me take a couple slices. We're locked in. We're locked in. Hi, Carrie. How are you? Yeah, let's play with Ventress eventually. We just stream at very different times. Ventress is a late night queen, and I am an early day queen. Usually. No, you didn't miss anything at all. Yeah, they're just being silly. Just silly kids, you know. You know how it be. You play Overwatch? I used to. I don't much anymore, but I used to. Girl, what are we doing here? Like my god. I'm doing good, Carrie. How are you? Have you ever had to block a fan? Yes, I have to every day. Usually. Depends on the day. And people are being silly nilly. Okay, I'm locked in a little bit here, guys. Wait, what is this? Oh, I want this. Nope. I want this. I know, holy load out there, right? I'm kind of wondering if I keep the... I'm going to keep the OXR here. Yeah, Michael, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I got to push in here. Owen, yes, I do. I have several. Unfortunately. And guys, thank you for tapping and sharing that live out. We still have not hit 30K taps yet. We got a little work to do. Have you ever met Ventress? Yes, I've met her several times. Trying to lock in a little bit here, guys. Oh my god, if I hate this. Whatever this explosive shit is, I hate it in this game. It's actually... Why am I not firing a weapon? Girl, what the F? Hello? I was like, why are my weapons not... I'm getting third party too. God damn it, dude. Every time. Oh. Every damn time, y'all. Every damn time, I'll tell you what. We ate down there, not gonna lie. And if you did not follow for that, that's crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, I have no movement now. This is great. I have literally no movement now. Ooh, honey. That's our queen. Bessie, that was hot. I'm actually shocked that I ended up pulling that off. I need heals, though. I need heals down bad, guys. Like, bad, I need heals. Bad, I need heals. Yeah. No, it was not the right gloves. I don't know what gloves I was thinking those were, but I thought they were the other gloves. God damn it, dude. I'm gonna try and run. Damn it. Oh my god. Where is he? He's got to push towards me. He's got to push towards me, guys. He's got to push towards me. Can I grab this? Yeah. On the chase. On the chase. On the chase today. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're not following from that, you're homophobic. So you better leave a follow right now on both the platforms. Welcome in, baddies, if you are new here. Thank you for being here. Oh my God, I couldn't breathe either. I was like, girl, he kept running. I had no movement really either. I was like, ooh. Taylor, thank you for following. You are not homophobic now. Crazy. I am K. Yes, yep, same username over there. Yes, hit that follow button, baddies. Let me set a new goal on TikTok, y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. I love you and thank you. I appreciate everything for the heartbeat as well. It's not my deal. Gamer Boy Trade plays. Well.
Bitch, you know I'm
Zesty.
don't call, just text me. Bitch, you slow, can't get
Oh my God, she's bald.
ITGIRL.
Well, yes.
You know I am that girl. Bitch, don't kiss and tell. ATL.
Well, yes. I'm feeling good today, Chelsea. I'm a little tired, but I'm doing good. I'm doing all right. How are you? Guys, thank you for the heartbeats. I appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome in if you are new here. I did see that. Tiny Baby, it's one of my favorite skins. Hi, Infinity Vixen. It's good to see you. How have you been? Hi, Tombstone. Welcome in. Welcome in, y'all. Thank you, guys. We're almost at 25 followers on TikTok. Thank you. Y'all are baddies. Yes, I do know Ventress. Yep, Ventress and I are friends. Yeah. Yup. I do. Yeah. Hi, Angel. How are you? Already is, as he should. And you know what? You better train your men to follow me. If you have a man right now and he's not following me, then is he really your man? That's all I gotta say. Jordan knew right away. You've been well, friend. Just sitting here. Oh, sending you love. That's all I gotta say right there. If your man is not, then do you actually have a man? Bing Bong, thank you for the follow. Then do you actually? But yes, what I meant to say earlier, Purple, is that the outbreak stuff, so a lot of people have been coming in over the past week being like, I've been getting pre-rolls. Like, how many of you in the Purple chat have been getting pre-rolls like in the middle? I don't know, Katie. In the middle of the stream when you would come in on Purple. Have any of you been getting those lately? Possibly by chance, maybe. And Dante's Love Boot, thank you for the high bears. I appreciate it. Marshmallow, yes. I don't know who that is, Lucid. Ads when you come into the stream, Marshmallow. Basically when you like come in for the first time. Oh my God, Reptile Expo. Oh, you'll find my ex there. I'm kidding. Not that I have an ex. Basically that's because we've had an issue recently where ads have been showing up. It wasn't the right amount of time that we needed to have for the ads. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, so I fixed it, Carrie. So now you shouldn't get any at all. Just every hour on the hour we'll have the ad break as we normally do. It's just a little bit longer. It's like 45 more seconds longer. Oh God, I'm dead. Girl, she hit me one shot. That's crazy. I'm dead. I have 10 health here. I'm so dead. If I can't find movement. Yeah, she gonna get me. God damn it. I didn't get time to grab that. Okay, she's ass. She's ass and I beat her with 10 health. That's crazy. Why can I not pick this up? Hello. I beat her with 10 health. That's crazy. I don't know what she was doing. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know I don't know how I had 10 health and I ended up getting her. That's kind of crazy. Not gonna lie to you there, y'all. Kind of wild. Anyways, reset. Took it up, but I had my astronaut. Yeah, okay, slay. That's all right. That was actually kind of crazy. She ran out of ammo. I mean, even still, she missed all. She tried to shoot at me 3 times, and she didn't land a single shot. And I only had 10 health, so she really only needed to hit a single shot, and she would have won. You know what I mean? She would have won immediately. If she had a single one, she would have had me. She panicked. Yeah, I don't actually love this weapon. It's like not my fave. Meow, meow. It's so not my fave. So not my fave. But I do hope you guys are having a good Sunday. Me when I panic, yeah. Honestly, me too, usually. This is what happened. I posted a sweat video, guys, and now all of a sudden everyone thinks I'm a sweat. You know, people accuse me of using aimbot, by the way, from that video that I posted. Girl, where's this bot? Do you know how many people accuse me of it? I was like, girl, I promise you, watch any of my other gameplay. I promise you, I have never, if you come into my stream and watch me at all for more than 5 minutes, you'll know, yeah, no. There ain't no aimbot here. There ain't a single bit here. Hi, Forever Boy. Thank you, glad I appreciate it. There ain't a single bit of sweat there. You're an icon? No, you're an icon, Bing Bong. Guys, we're 1 follower away from 25 followers on TikTok. BT dubs. BT dubs. That's what they made me follow. I love that. If you are new here from that video, by the way, we play a lot of different games. We don't just play Fortnite. We also are playing Tomodachi Life right now. We sometimes do just chatting. We do a lot of different chaos baddies. A lot of different chaos. It's a good one, Christopher. I didn't, Pecky, no. A girl's on a budget right now. So I'm trying to spend Fortnite money if I don't need to. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If I don't need to. Sweaty game, then I go back to my normal plays and scream all the time. Yeah, right. It's like, give or take. It was over here, I thought. Hi, Abby. Oh, nice, Christopher. That's good. Oh, girl, give me that. Take that for now. Good, Katie. I've been on a little break because we've been playing a lot of Tomodachi Life. Wait, who's being shot at from where? Hold on. Okay, I could not see where they were for a second. I was like, hello? I could not see where they were. Engage with the chat. Thank you, Morgan. I try and engage as best as possible. I try and do like a mix of both, you know? 1v1 me. You gotta pay for that, sweetie. Queen, thank you for the follow. I do laws. Yes, I do. Yeah, we swap around a lot. That guy's crazy. Yeah, it is a good gun. It's a good one. Like purple for this one. Guys, thank you for almost 50K taps. We're 3K away. Trin, under accessibility, you might be able to find something. I don't know specifically. I'm sure there are accessibility settings, though. I don't know specifically what it would be, but there is accessibility settings in the game. Oh my gosh, cracked my neck hard. Oh! I always get nervous when I crack my neck that somehow I'm gonna die. Hi, Pop-Tart, doing good. How are you? Someone's firing at me. Bot, maybe? Like, I always think I'm gonna crack my neck and today's gonna be the day. Like, it's just gonna happen. I'm gonna go down and it's gonna be over. And it's gonna be over. And like today, it's gonna be it. Every day. I'm like, Imagine Fortnite's the last thing you see. I don't know if that's heaven or hell. I don't know if that's heaven or hell for me. I won't lie to you. That'll get the views. Yeah, won't it? Damn. Favorite POI? I do like the Ice King POI, but it's always just way too sweaty now. Meow. Exactly, yeah. Trade that for now. I think it better. Let's see. These. I need the XP. I haven't done that yet. Okay. That's mine. I was like, is that mine? And my neck. Ooh. All right, where is this guy? Jaeger Bombs 81. Disgusting drink, by the way. Jaeger Bombs 81. Disgusting drink, by the way. There he is. Where'd she go? Shit, guys, I lost her. Holy shit, dude. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I'm playing so crazy there. Oh my God. Oh. Holy shit, she's just all over the place. My God, baddies. What am I supposed to do? Anyways, if you're new here, make sure to follow for Zesty Bestie. We are so behind on TikTok that I need y'all to lock the F in. I'll tell you who I am. I am your Zesty Bestie. And this is...
It's Brittany, bitch.
It's Brittany. About the 4 V-Bucks? No. Not really. I don't think. I'm not that innocent. Fearless, thank you for the follow. Wait, so it is. Lock in. Yes, thank you guys for the taps. Let's see if we can get to 100K, y'all. Fearless, thank you so much, y'all. We're almost at 30 followers. Yeah, that was a crazy, like, they were good. But it's just I said this last time we played Fortnite. I'm kind of over the gloves a little bit. They're kind of I feel like I'm getting fisted, and I don't want that anymore, okay? I just hate it. I'm over it. Guys, thank you for the finger hearts. Like, it's insane. I feel like a girl can't breathe today. Or with those gloves in general. Being what? Well, are those slippers no, they're part of the skin. They're part of the skin. They're starting to give Arc Lightning Gun energy. Yeah, it's a lot. It's like a lot. It's like crazy. It's crazy. Thank you guys for the finger hearts. I appreciate it. How many shares are we at on TikTok, y'all? Hope stream goes well. Thank you. You too, Clanny. Have a great day. Have a good day, friend. Hope work goes well for you. Hope work goes well for ya. Guys, thank you for the finger hearts. Have you heard of the 24-year-old Minecraft server that's been Hackers Infinite? Yes, Bubble Kit, and I have, yeah. Mortal Kombat gloves, yeah. I mean, I guess I'd rather have that than the Arc Lightning Gun. I just hate being like thrown around constantly with the gloves. You know what I mean? Ooh, let's get to 100, y'all. I just hate that, you know what? That's the one thing I don't like about them is that I just feel like I'm being thrown around. And I'm like, okay, girl, enough. Hi, Beanfire, how are you? I'm like, all right, girl. Searching for Maple Days many, many moons ago. Many, many moons ago. And never again. But yes, many moons ago. Many, many moons. Bubble Kid, I don't know what you mean by TikTok problem. Do you mean like something specific? It's varying, unless you mean something specifically about it. Depends on the day. I think Sundays also are just like our chiller days. They always have been. They always have been. Okay, out here. Thank you for the heart puffs. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, unfortunately, we won't have any more Animal Crossing probably. Unfortunately. Maybe one day, but not for a girl. What is this bot doing? Bot? Bot? Girl, why am I chasing the bot up the damn stairs? Hello? Like, what? The bot was just climbing. Thank you, I appreciate it. The bot was just climbing. Guys, if you're seeing this live on your FYP, can you say slay in the chat? I don't think we're out there right now. Can you say slay in the chat? I noticed that we stopped. Everything stopped there. Also, you want to talk to me after stream about something the other day? I don't remember what it was. I don't have anything to talk to you about, Vulcan. We made your me, so I don't think I had anything specific. Slay, thank you, baddies. Okay, we are. Okay, slay. Howling caption. I said, well, today I'll do it. Baby on and Braid, thank you for the follows. How's your day off? It was good. I really didn't do much. I wish I went out and did something a little bit. Like, I didn't do anything really. Not your 9, thank you for the follow. I didn't really. I'm gonna be honest, Bubblekin, I couldn't remember. If you asked me, I couldn't remember. What was I saying? I didn't do much at all. I kind of wish I went out and did something, but hey, say Levy. Say Levy, I see Kirby. You do see Kirby. Oh, I don't know, Bubblekin. Oh, I said you can DM me if you want to, like if you had thoughts on things. I see Kirby. My guy's like all the way over on the other side of the map over there. All the way over there, y'all. I see trees of green. Was there a horror movie that came out years and years ago that played that song in the trailer? Red roses too. I see them bloom. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Because every time I hear that song, I have like this dread that pops up into my brain. And I think I remember from a kid, there was some sort of like horror movie and they used that song in the trailer. I just remember it so specific. I can like visualize it. And so now whenever I hear that song, there is like this feeling of being scared, which is so funny because the song is supposed to be like beautiful. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not a wonderful world, I guess. I think it was around the time of Cramp. It was long ago in that it was like when I was a young child. Like I had to have been like maybe 7 or 8. Nice, Dragon. Which one did you get? Maybe. So like very, very young. Very young. It was something like around the time that Monsters Inc. came out. I remember watching Monsters Inc. on the TV. And then I remember seeing whatever. Oh my God. Now I need to like figure out what it was for. Was it for like Independence Day maybe? Why do I feel like it was for Independence Day? Hannah with the money gun. Thank you, baddie. Why do I feel like it was Independence Day? Maybe I'm crazy. How's your Sunday? Thank you for the gifty. I appreciate that. And Lemon Squeeze, thank you for the roses. I'm doing good, Alex. How are you? Hope you're having a good Sunday. I gotta find the ad now, guys. I like actually need to find it. Because now it's gonna be like in my brain all day today until I find what ad it is. But I remember I was like horrified of it when I was a kid. Like I was petrified. I was like absolutely scared. She said clocked. I don't have a single weapon that I really want right now, by the way. Years ago, do you like horror? No, I hate horror movies. I literally loathe horror movies. You fixed your game? Oh, I'm so glad. Maybe it was, I remember it was like a horror movie though. That's all I remember, is that it was like I was genuinely scared when I was a kid. And guys, think we can get to 100 shares? Are we at 100 shares yet? I think we can get to 100. Yeah, but okay, I'm not sure either. I'll be real. It's like, don't worry about it, bestie. Hate horror. I hate horror movies. Ooh. Girl trying to clock where I am. Girl, I can't even see. Girl! I'm getting third party too. There's somebody else shooting at me. I was getting third party by somebody else at the same time, because those were two different skins. I swear today I feel like I'm in an FNCS game today. I'm not gonna lie. It was a horror movie. The song, It's a Wonderful World. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom. That song, it was from when I was a kid. And now that song, whenever I hear that song, I think of like something scary. I don't think of something like bright and wonderful. I think of something horrifying. Something like absolutely horrifying. So I don't really know. I'm trying to Google it. Yeah, I can't figure it out. I just keep thinking about it. Doesn't listen in much. Yeah. It was something, I just remember it very specifically. I'm wondering if it was slowed down. It had something to do, I think, with aliens. God, I'm wondering if it's the... Oh, wait, here we go. Wait. Okay, so it's probably a long shot, but I was just talking about my boyfriend. It's driving me insane. Wait, there's a Reddit thread about this, guys. So I was born in 2000, and sometime during my childhood, I remember one of the DVDs I had would play a trailer for a movie that scared the crap out of me. I don't even know the movie. It was supposed to be scary, but as a kid, the trailer scared me. From what I can remember, What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong was playing, and a pretty long shot of Earth. Yes, this is exactly what she's talking about it right now. Okay. Okay, wait, she said salt. I actually think it might have been the Chicken Little teaser trailer. I need to look up the Chicken Little teaser trailer. Wait, I need to see if it's that one. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind if it's the Chicken Little teaser trailer. Please let it be that. I hope it's that. I gotta look it up after this. What was it? The Chicken Little trailer? I'm gonna lose my mind. Hi, Elizabeth. Wait, yeah, let me pull it up if not. That'll be hysterical. Wait, who sent the hand art? Thank you, Alex, for the hand art, first one. I'm wondering if it's that. Oh, that's so funny. Because it was, I remember it was like, I think it was I was watching the DVD version of Monsters, Inc. And so I wonder if it's if it was in that DVD. That would make a lot of sense to me. It's going good, Kinley. We're kind of vibing. Having a quieter day on TikTok, but just slaying anyways, you know? That would be so funny if that were the case. Yeah, I'll look both of them up to see. Oh, that's hysterical. If that's the case and that's what it is, that's hysterical to me. If that's actually what it is. Miranda, thank you for the heart meme. Magical Fable? Wait, I love that. I want the Talonflame art, so good for you. I haven't got, that's one I have not gotten yet. Zombies movies for you? I know, I need to look it up. We're gonna look it up after this stream. I have it wronged you. We're gonna look it up after, or not after the stream, after this round. I'm gonna look it up to see. Oh wait, I don't know why I didn't grab that there, the full. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm getting third party to death, dude. Anybody else want to try and third party me now? Anybody else want to try and third party me right now? I swear to God. Anybody else feeling lucky? My God. Damn it, there's somebody else. I knew it. Get me out of here. Hello? Why am I being why am I being edged by my look at I can't use them. Are they just busted? What's going on? I hate my life. What is happening? God. Kim, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Okay, wait, Anna, it might be. I'm gonna look it up. Can somebody link it in the chat, maybe, for me? If somebody did find it. That's so funny. Yeah, the sweats are on today. Oh, I'm dead. I'm 100% dead here. Bot, maybe? I'm either partying. Dude, I can't even like survive for 2 seconds without having a third party on me immediately. I have no ammo. I can't refresh. This is crazy today. Every time I try to do anything, I have people on me, dude. Like, holy cow. I can't even... Okay, bot. I got nervous. I was like, hello? Like, girl, I feel like I'm like, this is insane. I don't want a rivalry to start right now either because I'm trying to like, refresh my shit here a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, my God. Like, my God. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate it. Guys, thank you for the tips. We're 1 follower away from 30 followers on TikTok. Hope was about to pay for it. She literally was. I'm about to thank you for the follow too. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. I see trees. Okay, somebody's up there. It's gotta be a bot. Maybe not a bot. I don't know. Oh, Jesus. And of course, third party again. Oh my God. I'm so sick of this game. I literally can't have a second to breathe. Girl, I can't see where she is. God damn it, dude. Fuck. Oh my God. I literally, guys, it's crazy today, right? Like, am I alone? Like, why do I have 1 million people on me every second? I feel like I quite literally, every time I take out somebody, I have another person on me and another person. I'm like, girl, hello. I don't want this part. Like, get me out of this party. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me see if this is the Chicken Little thing. Hold on. I do not like playing with teams. I won't lie. You're being stream sniped, girl. I don't think I'm being stream sniped. I mean, that'd be crazy. Hold on. Is this actually it? Oh my God, hold on. Ignore the ads. Ignore the ads, y'all. Hold on. Is this it? Okay, we're trying to see if this is the ad, guys. This is it. Oh, it is. This is literally giving me haunting flashbacks right now. This is giving me haunting flashbacks. Yup. Oh. I was like 6 years old. Okay. I was like 6 years old when this, I think, aired. I had to have been like very young. And I remember it was like evening time and my parents, I think we watched Monsters Inc. and it was like at the end of Monsters Inc. this trailer happened or like it restarted. And I was petrified of the world blowing up to that song. And so for the longest time, anytime I heard that song, and even to this day, a little bit, I was like absolutely petrified. Isn't that crazy? What is this? It's literally the ad. I was trying to figure out what it was. It's the ad for Chicken Little. The Chicken Little movie from like 2004, 2005. It's the fucking Chicken Little ad for the Chicken Little movie. I think I'm losing my mind. I was like, what the hell? It's rough today. And that's like crazy marketing. Guys, thank you for the hand hearts. I appreciate it as well. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, TikTok, we made some love today. If you're scrolling by, make sure to leave a little tap and share. See if we can get that going and rocking and rolling. Get that rocking and rolling. I cannot believe that that's the trailer. That's so funny. Yeah, I was like petrified of it. Favorite movie, I don't know why. I remember now that I see that, I'm like, oh my God, my brain automatically clocked it. I was like, oh, okay. Okay, wait. Clocked. Oh yeah, Liz. No, I'm having a fun time. It's just like crazy the amount of like how sweaty it is. You know what I mean, Liz? It's wild. Katie, thank you for the follow. We're gonna be playing Tomodachi Life tomorrow and a lot this week, TBH. But why we're talking about Chicken Little? Because I just talked about the trailer, how scared it made me when I was a kid. The trailer scared the shit out of me. Oh my God, I remember I was like petrified of it. And so even to this day, that song haunts me. That's so funny. It's like, it like pulls something from my brain and I'm like, hello? Of the world as we know it. Remember that was like, you wouldn't steal a TV? Yeah. Guys, we're almost to 40 followers on TikTok. If you are new, let's do our introduction to say hello again.
Bitch, you know I'm
Zesty.
don't call, just text me. Bitch, you slow, can't get
Oh my God, she's bald.
ITGIRL. You know I am that girl. Shh, bitch, don't kiss and tell.
It go from ATL. And you better get in here if you're new, okay? How would you just do this a little bit faster? There are maps you can play that would help the most. Thank you. Yeah, that was sinister. Okay, I did not land right. I landed in the worst possible place. I did not land where I needed to. I did not land where I needed to, y'all. Which ones? I don't play them, so I don't know, Liz. I just know people use them. I don't know which ones, though. Sorry. I don't know which ones. Your mic is really quiet. I don't think it's really quiet. I might just be you, Batty. My mic is at its normal rate that it is. Do you play Reload? I don't. It's not often, at least. Tomas, thank you for the hand heart. It's at its normal volume that it is. Hasn't changed at all between now and yesterday. You're very quiet for sure. No, your mic isn't low. It's great quality. Thank you. As you know it. It sounds really turned down. I guarantee you it's not. I guarantee you it's not. I'm imagining these are just trolls in the chat trying to do something, but we'll see. I promise you, it is exactly the normal. It's never changed. If you've been to my stream before, it's been exactly the same as it's been every single time. Yeah, it's like literally exactly the same. Went to do the tulips. Yeah, I hate that song too. It's not quite, yeah. No, I got you, so I got you. I got you, baddie. This is being really weird. Yeah, I'm at my normal problem issue. I recognize your name. I think some of the other people were just trolls, but I recognize your username. I think it might maybe try refreshing the live if it's really, really low. But it is on the same there. Different volume. It is a little quieter on TikTok compared to Twitch. I do have it a little lower on purpose because for some reason it gets it peaks with the TikTok software. So it is a little lower on TikTok than it is on the perps. Also, hi Sam, how are you? Davina, thank you for the heart. Welcome in. Please, is lower. No, it's actually higher. I mean, honestly, it's so funny because it's very minimal. It's very like minuscule. No, you're so fine, Mr. DJ. I knew you were. I was like, wait. But then a bunch of other people started coming in. I was like, hold on. Okay, bot. What's this bot doing? Okay, bot. I'm doing good. Yes, please. Curious. Unfortunately, I'm not an audio expert, guys, so I did pay someone to do my audio for me. Of course. Of course. Yeah, I mean, today's been weird for us, really. Something's going on because, like, we're like, something's going on with TikTok because we are, I don't think we're on the FYP, like, at all, other than to our followers. Yeah, Sniper. We've been doing Sunday streams, but, like, weird types of streams. Sierra, thank you for the follow. We've been doing, like last Sunday, we did, like, a just chatting on TikTok, which was kind of fun. Oh, good. I'm glad, Sponge. Alex, thank you for the hand heart. What's your hot take on, do you like the first one or second one? I love The Last of Us. I love both a lot. Pennywise, thank you for the follow. I think it's one of the best story games out there. Yeah, Majestic, something's off for sure. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. I'm not going to like restart or anything, but we're lower than usual. No, I need to watch Invincible. I think I would like it, actually, Mr. DJ. People said I should watch it. But that show's been up for a while, hasn't it? Right? Stevie, thank you for the heart me. We got a couple people here. Girl. Why is he glitching? Wait, what is going on right now? What is going on right now with the glitching, dude? Did you guys see that? How he was like glitching around? Am I crazy? Did you guys see him like glitch? Maybe I'm losing my mind and I'm going crazy. I feel like he was like glitching around. That was weird, right? I love them too. Ooh, okay. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. I feel like that was really odd. That's a recent hack, is it? I mean, I'll report them. It's been a problem last couple of days. I'll report them just to see. I don't just to see. But yeah, that was like a weird glitch. Again, like I've lost fair and square. I don't mind when I do lose, but I did see him like very actively like glitch for a second over, and I was like I was trying to track him and he kept glitching, and I was like, what's going on there? It might also be the servers. It could also be the servers, you know, because the servers have been so bad lately. Servers have been so bad lately. He's not very good. He's really bad. He's really bad. I don't know how he went from taking me out like that to not hitting a single shot with that person. That was crazy. He's really bad. Interesting. Interesting. As we know it, it's the... With the girlfriend? Yeah. That was kind of weird. Yeah, that was really bad. It has been sweaty, Miranda. Alex, thank you for the roses. I need to see what's left on the gift gallery on TikTok. Guys, I have to clean my apartment so bad later. It's time to clean up my shit. Was it Dr. Doolittle? No, Bubblekin, we already figured out what it was. We figured it out a bit ago. It was Chicken Little. It was Chicken Little. Oh, Diva. Listen, Stevie. Every day. No, and mind you, Stevie, now that I changed that to that title, not a single person has said a word to me about being Tyler Oakley. Not a single one today. Not a single one today. I have not got a single, are you Tyler Oakley? Once. It's the end of the world. Could you a gay or Taylor Oakley affectionate? Yes. Somebody yesterday, what did somebody say yesterday? They were like, I don't know, if Taylor Oakley let himself go. And I was like, you know what, girl? You know what, Miss Squirrel? I can't. I can't. Oh. Oh, shit. Wait, where am I being shot at from? Hold on. But maybe because I changed the title now, that's why TikTok's being so funky with us today. Girl, what is she doing? I don't know what she was, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what she was doing there. I don't know what she was doing there. Hi, someone I don't know, how are you? Okay. 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 Yeah, I like this skin a lot, Toby. It's one of my favorite skins. Oops, somebody's nearby. I'm doing all right. Girl, in what world does he shoot through that like that? That was crazy. I mean, whatever. Oh my God. This game, I'll tell you what, she killing me. She killing me. Oh, 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 oh. Okay, guys, hold on one second. Sorry, I had to adjust something real quick. Hey, girl. Hello. Girl, see you later, Bubble Kitten. Have a good day. Have a good day. Yeah, girl. Shoot, that was crazy. As we know it, it's the end. Now it's stuck in my head. Amy, thank you for this SU Mint. I appreciate it. Hey, guys, if you're scrolling by and joining in for the first time, let me do my introduction to say hello.
Bitch, you know I'm
Zesty.
Don't call, just text me. Bitch, it's slow, can't get
Oh my Which one, Kay? The Tomodachi one? I do.
You know I am that girl. Bitch, don't kiss and tell.
From ATL. The Tomodachi one? That one, I love the Tomodachi one. Let me put the gold back up on purple. There we go. Thank you for the hand heart. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, the XNL Sweat one? Yeah. But yes, guys, we're almost to 40 followers. And y'all, we are still very behind on the taps. We haven't even reached 100K yet. So we got to like lock in on TikTok a little bit. I got to ask you guys to lock in. Jada, thank you for the follow though. Welcome in. How are you? Hi, Girly K. How you doing? It's the end of the world. Are you an Epic partner? No. If I do have an Epic code. That's Zesty Bestie. But I'm not a partner. I don't get free skins or anything. No. Thank you for the Zesty Bestie mints. I appreciate it. I'm doing good. I don't know why I landed here. My Sunday's going good. I can't complain. I can't complain. We're just having a chill afternoon today. Bunkers, yeah. Just having a chill afternoon today. Thank you. Were you a theater kid? Yes, I have a bachelor's degree in musical theater. Girl, over that. Sebastian! I actually just changed the title of the stream, actually. I hear somebody. I hear somebody. Girl, can I wait? Oh my God, what am I trying to do here? Yeah. So I was trying to adjust what I want to do there. I feel fun.
At first it was fine. then scary, then fun again, then spooky, but in a fun way.
But in a fun way. But in a fun way. Thank you for the flow bubbles. I appreciate that, baddie. Bro, what you doing? Wait, there's too many people. There's another one. I don't trust this. There's way too many people. I don't trust it. It's going good, Bree. How are you? Oh, he's chasing me. How? Oh my god, he had gold this game. I only had gray shit. And he got eliminated. Thank you. He chased me down. Yeah, the twin dualies, baby. Twin dualies. Twin dualies, baddie. Let me get the guessing game, y'all. Hold on one second. I think right. Yeah, after me. Yeah, right. Like, okay. Hold on, you all. I think that's that. Okay. You don't ever play with your followers? No, MJ, not really. Not too often. Not too often. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. We have viewer games you can redeem. Like Jerry Post redeemed a viewer game that we're going to play with him later on today. But not often. Sometimes we do customs as well. Depends on the day. Yeah, we sometimes do customs as well. I see money. Thank you for the follow. Hi, Destiny. From the beach, I'm literally burnt to a crisp. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Thank you, Zachary. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay, I think I started the guessing game. It's under review. Okay, should be good. Your mic is really quiet today. It's the same as it always is. I think it's a TikTok issue, guys. I think it's you might just need to refresh the TikTok stuff. I think it's a TikTok issue. Jillian Amanda, thank you for the follows. V literally every day. Vox, thank you for the follow. And I feel fine. We do have an ad break on Purple right now, y'all. So thank you for those who are sitting through the ad break. It means a lot to me. Do you, Amy? I love that. Yeah, I hear a chest. Where is it? Where is it? Thought I heard a chest. I thought I heard a chest. You know who Tyler Oakley is? He's a YouTuber. And it's so accurate. Yeah. I get it quite often. But yeah, I think maybe the audio issues I think are a TikTok issue. If it's really quiet for you guys, because it all looks the same as my normal levels for me on here. And on Purple, everything sounds right, right, guys? I know we're in an ad break right now, but everything sounds right on Purple, yeah? Yeah. You're still on TikTok? Yeah, I think it's just like it's people coming in are having some issues where it's like they come in and it's like quieter for some reason. We good? Okay. Some.
My diet, Dr. Kelp.
With the 5 gifted. Hi, Wamplet. Oh, can we get some slays in the chat right now? Sam just gifted out 5 subs and completed our goal on TikTok for the day. Bro, can I hit a shot today? Dude, thank you so much, Sam. That's amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel fun. I need more ammo. Got one guy over there. I'm good, Sansan. Thanks though, babes. You don't do rivals? I do. I do. You mean Marvel Rivals, or do you mean like rivals in the game? I do. I just I didn't start one. But I do rivals, yeah. It's called Dreamer. What is it? Dozy Dreamer, I think. Rivals in the game, yeah. I do rivals in the game, yeah. I just don't like actively hunt for them like crazy, you know. You know what I mean? Usually. We do have one nearby, which we'll go find. I also like to be well equipped when I go to do a rivalry, as well. I hate when I'm not well equipped for it. You know what I mean? Okay, this guy's a bot, but I was not. Was he a bot? His username does not read like a bot to me. That's weird. Yeah, I do. I love the rivalry system. That's why I'm not playing ranked, because ranked doesn't have the rivalry system. And I'm like, oh, okay. Ryan, thank you for the hand heart. We're just 14 away from those. And guys, let's even get to 100K taps. You think we can do it in like the next 10 minutes? I think we can. Go crazy. Do you like sharks? I don't hate sharks. I don't hate them. 5 more hours, like souls either. Yeah. Okay, politician answer. Is that a politician answer? Hannah, thank you. Sebastian, I had to delete that. I deleted that post. I had to delete it. What is your favorite species? See, I don't know anything about that. Maybe hammerhead. Tomas, thank you for the hand heart. I appreciate it. And guys, if you ever want to play Fortnite with other people in the community, make sure to join the Discord, and you guys can use the voice chats in Discord. Oh my god, why you shouldn't have? I got some pretty intense hate from it to the point where I was done with it. It wasn't worth it for me to keep it up as fun as it was for a while. Mackie, thank you for the heart me. It just wasn't. I was over it. It was too much. You know, it was just too much. It wasn't worth it for me at the end of the day. At the end of the day. It's fine. It is what it is. It is what it is. I missed my shots because I'm ass. I missed all my shots because I'm ass. I'm not getting a single shot today. Thank God this is a bot and not a real person. Oh my God. That was so bad, guys. See, this is the thing. I have those aim videos. And Mackie, thank you for the first ever gift, by the way. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, but yeah, it was just too much. It was just too much. It wasn't worth it for me to keep it up. They might be real trash. Girl, wait, this is another bot. Let me try it on this bot. I need to get better at the aim. See, sometimes I have to aim like crazy with this, and sometimes I don't. You know? Maybe think of the hand heart too. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Looks like, I know, wasn't it crazy? For those aim assists, guys, so many people thought I was using aim assist. I got so many allegations being like, this guy's using aim assist. And I was like, come to my stream for 5 minutes and I promise you will see I am not using aim assist. I was like, come for 5 minutes to my stream and I promise you will see there will never be an aim assist moment. Ever, ever, ever. Girl, what you doing? Wait, which one are you playing on? I'm playing on regular BR. The jellyfish stuff you get at the what's the one location, y'all? I can't remember off the top of my head. And guys, we're almost to 45 followers. We're 2 away. If you're a baddie, sure, thank you. Hi, Kayla. Wyatt, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. No Tomodachi today, Kayla. No Tomodachi today. Today's just a chill Fortnite day. Just a chill Fortnite day today. Something shore. Yeah, whatever the shore place is. Favorite place to land? I don't have a favorite place. I just kind of land wherever, which I guess is why I always set myself up for failure often. but I don't really have a favorite place. Freddius, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Guys, I want to see. We're so close to 100K taps. You think we can get that going, y'all? It's probably the lowest we've been on taps in the past 2 weeks. Squibbly Shores, it's a good spot. I like Latte Landing. I do think the Ben 10 collaboration is kind of cool. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get it, but I thought it was kind of cool. I have not played Animal Jam. The keycard POIs, yeah. And don't forget your daily heart me's as well, baddies, if you're joining in. It's the favorite place when the seasons constantly change. Yeah. If they brought Danny Phantom, though, they did. Megan, Danny Phantom's in the game. There is a Danny Phantom skin. That happened a while ago, Megan. It was kind of ass. I'm not going to lie. The Danny Phantom skin kind of sucked. The Danny Phantom skin actually was not very good. It was like probably, I think, one of their worst collabs. Cammy, thank you for the heart meme. Letty, thank you for the heart meme. Yeah, they did him pretty dirty. He just looked like the eyes looked insane on the skins. I don't think it, did I buy it? I don't know if I don't think I bought it. I just hated it. I was like, I don't really want this. Of course. Yeah, like I like the Ben 10 one actually. I was considering getting the Ben 10 one. I'm not gonna lie, because I do like Ben 10 a lot. I did think about it, but I was like, I talking about him? No, we were talking. Somebody asked about the Danny Phantom one, Spicy Taco. Oh, is somebody on the llama over there? Oh no, I'm on it. What the fuck? Hello? He had 1 health. How did he? Oh my, I hate this game so much. I hate this game. I hate this game so much, guys. I hate this game so much. I really do. 1 singular health. Oh my God. I feel like you took out my entire bar with nothing. Loathing. Quite literally insane. That was crazy, y'all. That was crazy. I'm actually shocked by that one. Truly. Hi, Chocolatey. How are you? But if you are new here, we are almost to 45 followers, so you better leave a follow right now if you're bashful.
Now I'm bashful. I didn't know. I'm bashful.
Right up here.
Everyone say, don't be bashful, Lorix.
And if you don't, you're homophobic. Where do you get that Nemesis? It was gold. I know. The thing is, I hate the Nemesis. Also, I got totally thrown off because of the stupid llama riding. I was like, like I hopped onto the llama. I was so confused. I was like, oh, okay, girl. That's fine. Okay, girl, that's fine. Literally. I was like, that's okay. That's all right. It's the end of the world. The new reload map. Maybe we should do some reload today. Maybe we will. Maybe we shall do some of that. Wow, no two people followed. That means we literally do have homophobic people in this live right now. That's crazy. That's crazy. Lemon Squeeze, thank you for the gifties. How does reload work? Basically, you reload back. You have like 3 lives until the end. You can reload back in if you die, Jen. Hi, Realms. How are you? That's crazy. Leah Style, yes. Make sure you use code ThatZestyBestie if you do get something. Bree, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. There's one away. Crazy, Jared Puffs. Crazy. Oh, I'm glad you did, Sebastian. I'm glad you did. Helps us out. It's the end. All right. I should like actually try and land somewhere. Let's go for this way today. Let's actually try and land somewhere decent. That's okay, iHeartJ. You watch and you enjoy where you want to. You're all good, my friend. You are all good. I feel you, Morgan. I feel you. But you can use it if you want to. It's totally okay if you want to. No, I have not. I'm on a no coffee kick right now, though. I'm on my no coffee grind. Let's go, girls. Hi, Alyssa. How are you? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And the key cards. Okay, let me look at it to see after this round. See where we land there. Queen Vibes, thank you for the heart me. Nice chocolatey. You don't like matcha, right? No, I hate matcha. I loathe matcha, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Hi, Tammy. No coffee? Yeah, I'm on a no caffeine kick. Alex, I'm so sorry, baddie. We're not doing any ads right now. Jerry, if you do want to get ready for your viewer game, by the way, we can do that here in a few, if you'd like. In a few, if you'd like. End of the world as we know it. Yeah, we're almost to 100K taps, y'all. Purple, let's see if we can lock in. I really think something's bugged with TikTok today because we've only had 500 people in the live today total. And usually we're at least 3,000 by now. So something's, maybe I do need to restart. I don't care enough. I don't care enough. Did they fix it? Wait, Sebastian, they did? They fixed the skirt? Oh my God, wait, that's actually crazy. That's actually insane. Thank God they did. I want to like try it on now to see how it is. It's the end. Yeah, Jerboms, why don't you get ready now? We'll do it after this match, if that works. If that works. I'm doing good, Queen Vibes. I'm glad they fixed it. I don't know what that one is. I'll have to look to see. And Juicebox here, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it. Drive by Whimsical Heart me. Oh, drive by Whimsical Heart me. Such whimsy, honey. Thank you, Vatty. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And guys, thank you for 100K taps, y'all. 8 down with that.
I want fabulous. That is my simple request. All things fabulous, bigger and better and best. I need something inspiring to help me get along. I need a little fabulous. Is that so wrong?
It's funny because I don't love the dualies, but I don't hate the dualies. But they're not my favorite. I have a love-hate with them in general. It's the end. Tomas, thank you for the hand art. Alphonse for the hand art goal. I appreciate it. Halfway with it now. I have literally no movement right now. Jams, thank you for the GG too. Girl, I cannot. Girl, I cannot. Okay, nothing. Oh. Oh! I actually kind of hate Wonky Land. I'm not gonna lie. I have, look how far away I am from app. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Realms, thank you for the sub with Prime. Oh, you're a baddie for that. Thank you so much.
Please, 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 don't prove I'm right.
I kind of hate it too.
Please, 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 don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice. Heartbreak is one thing, my ego's another. I beg you don't
Philip, how are you? Thank you for the heartbeat. Somebody, Mr. Cow. I'm going after. Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. I feel like it's just like such a chill day today. Panda, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Pleek, pleek, pleek. Misfit, there's a, it's not me, it's TikTok. If it's quiet for you, just refresh the live. It is not me, it is a TikTok issue. My mic is exactly how it normally is. You just have to refresh the live. Unfortunately, TikTok's been doing it today. I'm having issues with it. I don't know why it's causing it to be quiet, but it is for some reason. But it's at its normal volume it normally is. Thank you, Van. I'm glad you're here. First time in a live though ever? Wait, that's crazy. Is it Jake? Wait, that's wild. It's fine now. Yeah, isn't that weird? I don't know why it's doing that, Misfit. It's been doing it though. A couple folks today have had issues with it. Pleek, pleek, pleek. Where is this? Where's my rival? I have no movement, so I don't love that I'm not. Ooh, okay. I feel like he's up here. Fuck, I got pinged. Girl, where were the how did he hit me so hard? My God. I want them all. I bet. I'm so over the gloves, dude. I'm so over the gloves. All right, Jerry Puffs, if you're ready, Batty, feel free to request to join. Hi, Sam. How are you? I'm so over the gloves. I won't lie to you guys. The gloves have been killing me this season. I can't say I lost my duo, so I'm looking for my news. Well, I'm glad that you're here, Panda. You can always join our Discord to find folks to play with too. We always have a big community plan. All the time. All the time. After this round, guys, I'm gonna need to grab some water. Because the girl is out of everything. She has no water to drink. Diane, I do, yes. Or try to. Sundays are our flex days. So it's TBD. If we're on, we're on. If we're not, we're not. It's like a fun day. You ready, Jerry? Make guns gold. Oh my God. Yeah. Throwback. Guys, if you are new here, let's play our introduction as well to say hello. Okay. I'll tell you who I am. I am your zesty bestie. And this is...
It's Brittany, bitch.
I'm not innocent. Thank you so much. Jerry, here, Batty. I'm going to run another one first. But yes, F them gloves, literally. Jerry, are you here? Calling out for Jerry. Final call. I'm going to have to play if not. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You can't find me on your friend list. I should be on there. Let me see. Jerry's trying to find me on his friends list. Guys, if you are here, keep tapping and sharing out that live. Thank you so much. Is it because I'm on? I'm not away. They need to add a search function on this game. They need to add a search function. There we go. Got it. I hate that this game does not have a search function for people. Like, it drives me actually crazy. All right, Jerry, let's do it. Let's do it. And Betty, thank you for tapping and sharing out the live. I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm looking at my stuff here. Okay. Oh, guys, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Happy Sunday. Very chill Sunday this afternoon. No, you're good. You're good, Jerry Puffs. Yeah, it was just being funky. The thing is, Fortnite needs to add a search feature for the game, like, down bad. The fact that there is no... I hate that you just can't search your friends list. Like, you should be able to type in somebody's username to find them. Like, it's kind of weird that they don't have that. You know what I mean? I'm doing good, Rachel. How are you? Like, it's annoying that you have to scroll through to try and find somebody, you know? To try and find somebody on the, you know... on the thing. Amari, thank you for the follow-up, man. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at my stuff here. Pleek, pleek, pleek. Okay. Realms. Oh no. We can land wherever you want to, Jerry. Wherever you want. We're doing a duo game right now, Jerry, for a redeemed a viewer game. No, we normally play solos mostly, Jen. Mostly. Mostly solos. Daughter's birthday. I love that, Rachel. Did you guys do anything fun? Do anything fun for the birthday? Pleek, pleek, pleek. Not too long, Marshmallow. Honestly, today's gonna be a shorter afternoon. Sundays are like our, you know, chill day, so we'll be on for a little bit. Hi, Vanessa. Maybe like another hour. Maybe. Maybe. I'm a slow lander. I'm a slow lander, but TBD, of course. Anything could happen. Escape room with 4 friends, lunch and shopping. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Wait, that's so sweet. I'm going in. That's adorable. Hi, Hope. How are you? Have you been, Maddie? God, I forget it takes you this far. I forget it takes you this far. Is there? No, why do I think there's a chest behind there? There is not. There's no chest. I want this instead. Rated on a curve. Don't say curve. Hi, Kate. How are you? Message him. Oh, I'm sorry, Realms. Hi, Kyler. Good. We're having just a chill afternoon Sunday right now. Kind of just vibing. Is that you on the zip line? Where are you? I thought I heard somebody. Somebody's nearby here. Where I am. I heard the zip line. I heard the zip line. Yep, they're here. Oh, that's you. Never mind. That's Sherry. That's Sherry. That's Sherry, y'all. Deep clean my apartment. That's what I'm doing after stream. That's what I'm doing today after stream, Jane. But it's been good. Very chill day. And thank you for the finger hearts, by the way, Kate. I appreciate that. Very, very, very chill day. Oh, look at all these goodies. Lots of goodies. Hi, Rai. How are you? Pleek, pleek, pleek. I'm doing good. We're kind of just vibing today. Just having a chill afternoon. Having a chill afternoon today. The Sundays are like our super chill day. Grab these. I'm coming up. That's actually, I never go here. That's a good spot over here. That's a great spot, actually. I know, almost May. Isn't that wild? It's gonna be May. Where's our rival? Oh my god, all the way on the other side of the map. I'm gonna push in maybe towards Frigid Fortress, maybe? Oh, is there people down there? Am I blind? Sport. I'm coming. Girl dropped 1,000,000 miles. No, I need to watch Invincible. Everyone keeps telling me I need to watch Invincible. Is it good? I don't know it at all. Has it been out for a while? Is it like a new season? Is that why people are like, you need to watch it? I feel like everyone today has been like, you need to watch it. Was there like a new season that came out or something? Yeah, it's good. Is it? Okay, slag. Season 4 just wrapped up. Okay. How long has it been out for? It's gotta been a long time. I mean, they have a Fortnite. Wait, is there somebody near mine? Pleek, pleek, pleek. I'm pushing over this way a little bit. We've not seen anybody yet, y'all. Not a single person. It's so quiet. Okay, we'll push in, I guess. Hi, Ricky. How are you? See, we're just finishing airing. Okay. Len, thank you for the heart me. I don't know. Is it considered an anime? Ooh, wait. Where's the llama? Llama. I'm gonna ride the llama for a minute. Llama. Come here, llama. I don't think it. I think it's just like a commercial. Or not commercial. Sorry. Animated show. More of an animated show than an anime. Cartoon. Animated series. I don't have the progress bar for this. I'm on my way over. Woo! Wait, she slides like crazy on the ice. She slides like crazy on the ice, girls. Okay, what do we get? Ooh. Hold on, I'm going over here. Now the worst part, this damn thing's gonna follow me the entire game. This damn, I wish you could just like not have the llama follow you. I feel like it's so annoying to have the llama follow you all the damn time. I was like, okay. It's just, it's me, Julian. How are you? Somebody here. Thank you. I think I'll double pump. Hi, Applepeel. How are you? Did the glitch still right after it dies in the storm? Yeah. I don't think Nemesis to be safe for now. Julie, leave the follow too. I appreciate that. Welcome in. Oh. I feel like we haven't seen anybody yet, guys. This is crazy. Hi, Moses. How are you this afternoon? Meow, meow, meow. Hi, Tiffany. Pushing over to you. Maybe. I'm pushing on him. There you go. He's behind here. He's literally one shot. I'm chasing him. Got him. Jeez. Man was a runner. My God, was he a runner? Goodness gracious, honey. Oh, sending you, is it Moses? Man was a runner. Oh. He was running for his life. Was there somebody else or was that just us? Hi, Zing, how are you? It's good to see you. Push out a storm here, maybe. Girl, he was doing everything in his power to get away. And like, I give him props, but like, my God. At some point, just call it. You know what I mean? At some point, just let it be. Reens with the hand heart. Thank you. Wait, please, Moses. Oh my God. We have a rival. Bible intercepted over here. Oh, I'm getting hit from the side from somewhere over here. Careful. I'm rotating over this way. Pleek, pleek, pleek. Oh my god, this damn llama. I tell you what, Bree, thank you for the hurt me. This damn llama makes me go crazy. Okay, we have a guy over here too. I feel like maybe we just say fuck it and push in and just beat them and get out of here. Possibly. Possibly. Nope, we're getting shot at, of course, the moment we try and get away. You put the llama in the storm. Can I keep him in this state? Do I have to stay in the storm, though? Yeah, I see him over there. 28 and 2 of them. They just have so much health. That's the problem. They have an... Oh, they're throwing this at us. I don't know if you have bunks or not. Oh, girl, this is crazy. To the gas station, honey. Or you can shoot the llama too. Yeah, he just has so much. The issue is he just has so much health. Like he has like an insane, like it's actually insane how much health he has. It's like kind of crazy. And guys, in the past 25 minutes, we've only gotten 1K taps. Can we tap a little bit more, y'all, on TikTok? See if we can get that tap thing going. I know, Christy, right? I need heals for a second. What is this floating thing? No worries, Kate. We're not having a super long stream today. Today's a chiller day. It's good to see you, Christy. Did they? I don't think they did. Or am I losing my mind? I have no idea. I actually have no idea. I'm checking to see what we got. People up here. That 20 ping is cute. I know. I have had, but I've also had bad ping today too. Is it hot outside? Okay, these people are right up here on the bush. They're like right up here. 2 up there. One just dropped there. 79. I'm missing my shots with her. She's dead. Nice. I'm gonna try and push up there. We're getting shot at. Getting shot at hard. We're here. We got 2 directions on us here. Jesus. Okay. I'm gonna push this out. Maybe go back in this way. Go towards the bush. Bush here. We got people. Getting shot at. We're getting shot at. Wait, are we being pushed? I can't tell. Where the F is everybody? Oop. Invincible up here. I love the Wrecker Revolver, guys. I actually forgot how much I love it. Yes, we're doing a viewer game right now with Jerry Pops. I'm in this building for a second here. Wrecker is so T. It just has such good range too. Is this Shieldfish? I can't remember. No, it's not. Damn it. I couldn't remember which ones give shield and which ones don't. These damn things. I'm with you, Jerry. Bye, Kate. See you later. Oh, they're on us. I'm out of there. I'm out of there. Or she explodes. I'm gonna get a higher angle on these guys. Like, okay, we have multiple on us here. There's like a team behind them and then one in front of them, and I don't know if they're gonna fight each other or not, or what. Ooh, wait, are these? If you can come down here, Jerry, there are chugs here, right where I am. I'm gonna start breaking them. Okay, we got one guy. He's in the building there. He's like looking at the llama. And one's pushing on the side. One's pushing the side here. Shit. God damn it. Oh, I'm dead. And I get glitched! Fuck me, dude. Hi, Genie Bottle. How are you? I get glitched. Oh my god, you would slayed though. Holy cow, wait. Jerry Puffs is crazy. Jerry Puffs is crazy. Jerry Puffs is crazy. Thank you, Jerry. Let me get my ass up. Okay, I gotta find heals ASAP. Oh, we got somebody coming in too. Hold on. We got people pushing in. Thank you for this. I'm holding. W-Raz, W-Raz, W-Raz. I'm locked in. Okay. They gotta be above us, right? It's just a 2v2 here. They're breaking something. Oh shit, where? Oh my god. Got one down. Oh my god, wait, that wasn't the enemy team. Wait, I thought there were left. Oh my god, did somebody res? Wait, I thought it was 4. Did we not take out the other team? I thought this was it. Oh my god, shit, wait. There's still another team. 2 more teams. Am I blind, guys? I thought we got all the team. I thought there was a... Wasn't there only... Did you... I saw 4 on the screen, right? I wonder if they get rezzed or something. I'm not crazy, right? No, you were right. I know, right? I think you're looking at the kills. Maybe? Where is everybody, though? If there's 2 more teams, this is a very small area. We want them to fight each other, and we want to push them, Jerry. That's the goal. That's the goal here. Okay, we got one moving. Are they below us? Maybe they did, Ari. Yeah, I don't know. I can't see. I don't know where anybody is, y'all. They're all hiding. I do, Shazzy. Yes. We want to be the third party, but we need them to like fight, engage. We need these baddies to engage, y'all. Oh, okay, wait. One's over there. They're moving. They're moving right now. Let them move. See if they'll engage. We're gonna have to move 2 eventually. They're bunking. Oh my god, please let the other team engage them. Welcome back, Brant. The other team's below and they know they're gonna have to move. Yeah, they've been avoiding each other. I think there's one below us. Like it's Jerry and I and then one other, and we're gonna have to move here in a second. We don't have a choice. Just push over as best you can, Jerry. I'm hiding. Ooh. I got one on me here. Where are you at, Jerry? I can't collect where you are. Okay. That you? Okay. There's behind us. Stay down. Just stay down here. Stay down here. Stay down here. Where is this other team? Y'all, I'm losing my mind. Where is this other team? Are they above you? I don't know. Oh, okay, wait, they're moving. They're in storm. They're absolutely in storm right now. They're above. Oh! Jesus Christ. Okay, well, and this is why I cannot stand this game, because it's just a camp off. Good job, Jerry. We tried. I was so confused. They immediately dropped right down. Oh my God. One was, oh, we almost got, if I got that one, we would have, ugh. Damn. It's just a camp off, but nice job. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jerry, for playing with us. I know you did crazy. Oh, I guess maybe, right, Christopher, I was like, where were they? I guess maybe like the new item or whatever. Oh, Galaxy, you redeemed a viewer game, baddie. Let me play a solo round and then we'll do yours if that works. I guess the new gun or whatever is supposed to help probably with campers, but it's still annoying as shit. You know what I mean? Like it's like another thing you have to carry. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't solve the issue that we had. People are redeeming viewer games, Mackenzie. People were redeeming them with their channel points. With their channel points. Goodbye. Oh wait, I need to grab some water. Guys, can I take a quick 30-second break and grab some water? Are you guys okay if I do that real quick? Hi, Will Jinkies. A girl needs some water real fast. Hold on. A girl needs some water real fast or she's gonna pass out. Let's see if we can tap our way, guys. And we're almost at 50 followers on TikTok, so thank you. Let me just play this one. I don't know. Oh wait, this is where I came in first place. I'll play my first place one. You absolutely cannot. Okay, I won't. No. But once this season, yeah, go get the water. I will. I will go grab the water, actually. Actually, I think I will. Actually, I think I'm going to. Okay, guys, give me 2 seconds. Let me go grab this. I'll BRB. Keep tapping all those good things, and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. See you in just a second. All right, I'm back. I got my water and I also peed. I also peed a little, okay? I pissed a little. All right. I did. I pissed a little. All right, Sam, I'm going to play one round and then we can do your round if you're ready after that, okay? Just want to get ready for it. Yes, we are back. If you're new here, by the way, let's introduce ourselves and say hello.
Bitch, you know I'm
Zesty.
Don't call, just text me. Bitch, you slow, can't get
Oh my God, she's bald.
ITGIRL. You
No, I am that girl.
Bitch, don't kiss and tell. It go from
ATL. Longtime stalker. Hello. Hi, Miss MJ. Oh my God, she's bald. What's your star sign? I'm a Cancer, Hannah. I'm a Cancer. Through and through. Has anyone watched? No, I have not. Just a shix. No, we're not doing any games. We're doing redeemed viewer games right now. Mickey, they really go popular. Thank you. And the heart me. And Esmeralda, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in. July 3rd, baby. July 3rd. That's a me. Tiffany, you can redeem it with your channel points on Twitch. Hannah. Oh my God. Wait, Hannah just dropped all of those hand hearts. Are you kidding me? That's insane.
All I'm asking, baby. Please, please, please. Don't prove I'm right.
That's insane. Thank you, Hannah.
Please, please, please. Don't bring me to tears when I just did my makeup so nice.
Heartbreak is one thing,
My ego's
another.
I beg you don't embarrass me, motherfucker. Please, please, please.
Thank you so much, Batty. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Hope with our goal for the day. Watch Glee. Oh, it's so good. User kills me. I know. She's an American baby. Guys, thank you for the love. I do hope you guys are having a great Sunday. You funny and nice. Thank you. I try to be Benjamin. Hi, Kennedy. Hi, Lauren. Thank you for the follow. Pleek. I don't even know where I'm landing right now. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm at work, but I hope work goes okay for you, though. I'm not even paying attention, really. Let me like land somewhere and actually try and do something here. Well, welcome in, Josh Hummer. Welcome in. I pronounced that correctly. You got some boba? Okay. What flavor boba did you get? I'm going to be real. The only boba I don't like the tapioca pearls. I am a big non-tapioca pearl fan. I am a big non-tapioca. Get a coffee after a long shift? Nice. What kind of coffee are you gonna get? I like the, shouldn't you like balls in your mouth? Okay, Addison. Damn. I do like the roasted. I do like the like popping pearl ones. The one that have like juice in them or whatever. But I don't like the tapioca pearls. I like your vibe. Thank you. I don't like the tapioca pearls. Not the popping balls. Well, someone's got to pop them. I bet you do. Okay, calm down. I said I like popping pearls, honey. Sick freaks. Sick freaks. I'll use. We'll use. I do not like matcha, no. Actually, I loathe matcha. I'm a matcha hater. Where? Will they wet me out? How do you get horses in The Sims? Girl, I don't know. I'll be real with you. Wow, I didn't hit a single shot there. Are they gonna fight each other? Oh my god, I got another. Are they camping together? I'm so confused. Oh. Oh god. Literally, how did I get third party? Like, I actually hate this game. I really do. And I feel like I'm just shooting blanks half the time too, because my ping was like 87 there for a second. Whatever, it's fine. Whatever, it's fine. I knew I should have known. I should have known that me trying to do anything would result in my death. You know what I mean? I should have known. I should have known. Okay, Galaxy, if you're ready, you can request to join Betty. If you want to do our viewer game. Literally, or like it's not, I'm like not swapping right. Like everything's just being so funky lately. Matcha's so good, guys. Yay, viewer game. Yes, we have another viewer game. Are we friends? Are we not friends, Galaxy? I need your username. Can you put your username in the chat if we're not friends? I need your username for me to be able to add ya baddie. Good boy. All right, let me get you added. Boom. Send your request and you just request to join. What's your favorite cuss word? But I can't say that one on stream. Green, thank you for this SD Bestie mint. But I can say it. Okay. Okay. And then just request to join me. If you can request to join me, that would be so slay. Let me see if I can get you. Hold on, let me see if I can get you. That way I have the leader for the party so I can adjust things if I need to. There we go. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Galaxy, let's do this. 2001. Some people are born. I was born in 1998, so I'm an old bee. I'm legit. In the Steam, in the top corners of the gameplay, it's glitched. No, it's supposed to be that way, Laura. It shows when we get into the game, you'll see why it looks like that. It shows the map and the kill feed and then my weapons below. It's meant to be that way. 1991 here. Nice, Jessica. Love that. 1998. I feel old 89. Listen. And we'll land wherever you would like to land. Also, guys, don't forget to heart me if you're coming in. 92 baby. Yes, it's not glitched, Laura. Look here, babes. You see how it's there's things there in the it's not glitched. It's meant to be that way. It's meant to be that way, Laura. It's meant to be that way. It's not glitched. It's purposeful. It just looks like it's glitched when I'm outside of the lobby. You're good outside of when I'm in the lobby. But for Fortnite, it has the map and everything on there. Tiffany, thank you for the hand heart getting us started with that one. Thank you. Both Hannah a little bit. My dad does not have red hair though, but my family does. But my dad doesn't have any red hair. Your favorite emote right now? I don't really. I love the Leve emotes, of course. Thank you, Raphael. I appreciate it. Josh, they look crazy today. Not gonna lie, we've got a couple wins, but one win, but they've been in a couple like second and third places, but they've been sweaty, y'all. Sweaty. My boys playing hard to get. And guys, we have an ad break on Purple. Thank you for sitting through the ad break, by the way. It's gonna come up. It is a 3-minute ad break. I'm so sorry. That is the limit that I can do to get us the 60 seconds of no pre-rolls. Hannah with even more hand hearts. Thank you so much. Oh my God, can we get some slays for that? But I promise you won't miss much, and I appreciate you watching through them. You can also go to TikTok if you need to. Oh my God, Hannah, that's crazy. I might be getting us close to our goal for the day. Thank you so much, Hannah. Yeah, you can use Amazon Prime as well, yeah. Thank you. You are an overachiever. Thank you so much. Slay. I'll play a song for you here in a minute. Once we lock in. And land. Question, really good to answer, but what streaming service pays the most? It really just depends on the month. Some months TikTok pops off, some months Purple pops off. It really just depends. It's also how much I stream, you know. It's also hard sometimes to compare because like I get paid weekly from TikTok, where on Twitch we get paid once a month. So it really just kind of depends. really just kind of depends on different things. Different things. But I'm always happy to answer as best I can about it. I feel like I try to be transparent as possible with how finances work with streaming. As much as I can, at least. Incompetent, and I swear. As much as I can. Yes, Hannah, slate it up. If subs are on sale, do you get a pay cut? It's a pay cut, yeah. If they're on sale, usually it's a pay cut. Hi, Abby. How are you? It depends, though. It depends what type of sale it is. It depends on the promotion. Sometimes Purple takes it, or sometimes I take the hit. We have somebody. Wait. How did that? Girl, wait. That's crazy. I was not. Girl, I'm shooting blanks like crazy. Was that weird, or was that weird for anybody else? Oh my god. I'm doing good. How are you? Let's do this. Marshmallow, no. Those would be taken by Purple. Those would be taken by Purple. Abby, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it. Laura, thank you for the tiny tiny. Slay. Slay. That was kind of weird, though. Like, they took the bush out, and I was so confused. Should my... Yeah, Nathan, don't I know it, babes? Do you like your... I love the revolver. If you watch my latest video, Green LA, I had some shots with it. But it really depends. Some days I'm really good with it, and then there are other moments where I'm ass with it. People? There's some people up top here. Just beware. One down. We got somebody over here. And when I say I'm really good with it, like there, for example, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Ricky, thank you for the hand heart. Oh, so the aim says Israel. Oh. Oh. Oh my god, he's on X game mode. Gracie, there's a glitch right now on Twitch or TikTok. It's not you. If you refresh the live, it should fix it. I don't know why it's doing it, but when you refresh, it should set the audio back to normal. It's like a TikTok issue. I'm so sorry, Batty. Wait, your videos are funny? I try to be funny. Yeah, it just depends on each promotion. You guys are slaying the gift you say. Thank you so much. We've got the gold on Purple too. Y'all are amazing. Thank you guys just for being here though. You guys know. Yep, here. He's waiting. What am I doing? Hello? Why am I not? Why did I not have my gun up in there? Girl, what is going on with my shots today? I just feel like they're awful. Okay. My shots be all over. Wait, where's my thing? Hello? Where's my... Oh, it's here. I was like, where's my thing? I was losing my mind. We are doing a viewer game. Yeah. They're coming in. Get ready. They're above us. Oh, they're throwing down the scanner thing to try and get us. Ooh. I'm with you. Sorry, I've blocked it. Just be safe. We got people over here too. Okay. Careful, my toes down. Crawl in here. Wait for him to push me. Hold on. Damn, I got him low too. I recognize that username. Oh, I know who that is. Wait, that's one of our viewers. Rampage is one of our stream snipers. I'm just blocking them. I know who that person is. That person has chased me all day today. That's wild. Thank you, Sammy, for playing, though. I appreciate it. That's insane. Yeah, no, that person's been chasing. I've seen that username like 3 times today. Okay, wait. How do I? Ooh, I need to figure out how I. There we go. Thank you for Galaxy for playing. I had fun, of course. So you did amazing. You did amazing. Are you kidding me, Brady? Thank you for the heart me. They might not actually be a stream sniper, but the fact that I've seen their name more than like 1 time makes me think like, possibly. You know what I mean? I know Forever Rampager is not you, but that username though, the XX Rampager one. Bells, yeah, sorry, we don't do ads. You can redeem, Bell, you can redeem a viewer game with your channel points on the purple platform. Guys, we're probably gonna have just a little bit longer of stream today. I do. Sundays are our shorter days. Sundays are our shorter days for the most part. For the most part. You will sometimes Marshmallow, but it makes it harder for them to like stream snipe, I believe, if there is a stream sniper situation. If there is one. Ba-da-ba. When I play Fortnite, yeah. I am on there, yes. Yep. Zesty Bestie on there. But guys, thank you so much. We've almost laid up all our goals. We just have a little bit on the TikTok goal. So thank you. But today's just a chill Sunday vibe. So thank you guys just for being here. Just for being here and being who you are. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Never play. You haven't, Marshmallow? But yeah, Sundays are like our flex days. Hi, Jessica. How are you? And it means a lot to me, Belle. Thank you. So we're on either for a little bit, a lot of it, could be a little all over, kind of all over the place. Thank you for the follow, Kaylin. Interested in learning? That's so fair. I feel like I was never interested in Fortnite, and then when you guys really pushed me to play it, I was like, oh wait, I'm actually enjoying the game a lot. Tricks, if you're not, no, it's a TikTok issue. If you come out and refresh the live, it should fix itself. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with TikTok, but it's doing that to me today. I'm so sorry. It is not a you issue, it's a TikTok issue. Kaylin, yeah, totally, thank you. Oh, it's on my Insta. Well, I'm glad you're here, Dizzy. Welcome in. A little bit, Miss. Kind of like back and forth. I don't know. Yes, and. Nice, Toby. Where do you like to land? I am the worst Fortnite player, and then I just land wherever because I'm reading chat, and then I die often off the rip because I'm not paying attention. So I don't really have a favorite landing spot because I just do whatever, you know. I'm more sweaty lately. Oh yeah, my lobbies are always the number one thing I get from people is they're always like, "Why are your lobbies so sweaty?" And I'm like, I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you. Here's Jason Bourne. I promise you, babes. It's not. You're seeing Jason Bourne's very, 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 very bad twin. Very bad twin. Very bad twin. No, for real, same. Ask where you're talking. Yeah, right. And I've enjoyed it. I feel like that was me too. I was a Fortnite hater until I started playing it. And then I was like, Team Jason, yeah. And then I started playing it and I was like, oh wait, I actually like Fortnite. You know? But I thought it was like straight bro, like, you know what I mean? Like I thought the vibes were all, you know? So I never played it because I was like, absolutely not. But it actually is good. Oh, why did I not swap? You ever do builds? God, no. not that. Not builds. Yeah, no, I thought it was just like that too, Cauldron. And I was like, oh wait, it's actually not bad. It's definitely got more girly pop for sure. I think that's why it's so popular. I also think the audience, I think the TikTok audience has changed the game a lot. Because I feel like it used to be very straight bro-esque, but now there's so many girly pops playing because it got popular on TikTok. God, TikTok also is being so weird with us today. I think it is because of my audio things that are going on. Like there's definitely some sort of glitch happening on TikTok for me today because I'm having like the audio issues too. I don't know. It's so weird. If you're seeing this in FYP, can you say slay in the chat and let me know if it sounds normal to you on the FYP? I'm curious if that's being funky or not. It did, yeah. It was just a video that I made for them, Marshmallow. It wasn't like an on-stream thing. Slay. Okay, hello. Guess I'm being funky today. That's right though. It was perfect for me. Interesting. Yeah, something's going on with my issue with TikTok for me today. Also, because our live was not pushed out at all today. Then it resolved. Okay, Lexi. Like, I have 500 people saw the live total today, which is usually we have like 4,000, 5,000 right by now at least. So there's definitely something going on with TikTok today, but whatever. Whatevs. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. That's so strange. Yeah, isn't it weird? Girl, I missed. Girl, I missed again. Girl, I missed again. Girl, if he gets me, I was playing so bad there. That was actually embarrassing. I was playing so bad there, guys. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. All right. Hi, Asia. How are you? That was awful. Don't judge a queen. Nobody look, close your eyes. Exactly, Jason Bourne, you know? Right there and then, baby. Right there and then. Okay, let me get out of here, actually. Hi, Chloe. I'm doing good. How are you? Hi, George. How's it going? Favorite and least favorite season you played? Favorite season, Chapter 6, Season 1, I actually really loved. Least favorite season, last season. And maybe Simpsons. I didn't mind Simpsons, but I didn't love it. And honestly, this season too, my life, I just can't. I just can't. Lucy, thank you for the heart meme. I like that. Did you? All right, we're gonna do one more round, baddies, and then I think we're going to end on that note for today. So one more round in. But I want to thank you guys for being here. Again, Sundays are our shorter days. We just kind of like vibe for a couple hours, hang out. Yeah, I was like, Abby, I can't do it. Cauldron, thank you for the follow, by the way. I appreciate that. And guys, thank you for the Zesty minutes. I did like the Star Wars season, actually. I did like the Star Wars. I didn't hate the Star Wars season. I quite liked it. I didn't hate it. I did not hate it. Wait, don't tell me you enjoyed the Star Wars season. It was bad. I liked the Star Wars season. I liked it a lot, actually. I had a lot of fun on Star Wars. I like it when the games are more campy. I'm not going to lie. When the game is campy, when there's like stuff happening, like the ships, like I enjoy that type of stuff in the game, you know? I like that a lot. It's Kirby Marshmallow. I never played the Greek mythology one. Dude, thank you for the hand hearts. Oh my gosh, thank you, Batty. So I liked that one. I also really love that one pump shotgun that they had the Star Wars season. Oh, it was a blast. So I liked the Star Wars season, actually. Leo, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I did. I enjoyed it. Oh, I was gonna be like, what are you talking about? It's Kirby back there. Yes, Abby, that was the end of chapter 5. I like this kid a lot. I never played the Greek mythology one. The season I started was the Marvel season. So that was my first one. Hi, Jay. How are you? Marvel season was the first season I started with. So it was definitely a, I'm newer to the game. You didn't like the bug? I didn't mind. I also did not. I actually liked the bug season. Was that chapter 6, season 3, 2? I can't remember. I do not think so, Serena. And you'll be, oh, gotcha. Okay. I'm doing all right. What's your favorite Star Wars movie? Ooh, I don't know. I've watched them all, but it's been, I mean, my favorite Star Wars thing in general is Andor. I think Andor is one of the most beautiful. Is Fortnite your favorite game right now? No, I don't have a favorite game. I play what I like to play. I mean, I've been loving Tomodachi Life. See, I never played in Lockdown Ends. No worries. See you later. Best answer. I love Andor. Yeah. Andor is like literally, I think I like Andor the most. So I love Star Wars, but the thing with Andor, I like it because it actually feels like a really like well thought out storyline TV show. And it's not just like fighting constantly. The one thing I don't love about Star Wars is it's just fighting all the time, which I don't hate. You know, I know that's, oh, my mouse. I know that's part of the way that the movies work, but I love Andor because I feel like we're like watching a storyline and stuff. I am a little bit, not as much as I was, Josh, not as much as I was, but I am a little bit, yeah. I'm on a Tomodachi kick right now, though. I won't lie. I won't lie. Been loving Tomodachi Life. Cozy, thank you for the heart me. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Somebody's down here. Okay, girl. Yeah. Uh-huh. I want, no. Yeah, there we go. You can, Molly, if you want to, but I would say save for a Switch 2. If you want my honest opinion, save. If you're gonna like get a Switch, get the Switch 2. Because eventually, like paying for the Switch Lite, you're not gonna be able to play some titles as they start to come out. Like if you don't have a Switch yet and you're like, I want to get a Switch, I would just either save up or wait and get a Switch 2. If you want my honest opinion. If you want my honest opinion. Somebody's coming down here. Hi, Ash. How are you? No worries. Did he go back up? Wait, is that down or up? I think he left. Yeah, he left. I was like, he went up. He went up. He was in here. He was in here. I'm shocked he didn't go through the thing. That's okay. I really still have no movement, guys. I have no movement right now. Don't love that. Don't love that. Ash with the sub with Prime. Wait, can we get some slays for Ash? Oh my god, thank you, Batty. Were there shocks in there? Did I miss them? Did I miss the shocks? I didn't see any. I didn't see any shocks. Maybe I'm crazy. I feel like this guy in the car is going to be a problem for me this whole stream. Or this whole round. Casey, thank you for the hand hearts. can't clock where he is. He keeps moving the car. Fuck. Ruh-roh Raggy. I'm low on ammo too. Ruh-roh Raggy. Oh my god, this car. Hello? No! God damn it. Every time. I actually hate this. That part right there. Hi, everyone. How are you? This car is going to be the most annoying problem. I just know he's going to be driving it the whole damn time. I just know. I just know. He's going to be driving it the whole damn time, y'all. I just know. Like, I just have a gut feeling. I need more ammo. Oh my god, okay. When you know, you know. When you know, you know. See, he just keeps... Oh my god, I can't. Like, I just cannot. I need that car to blow up because I know he's gonna keep driving it the whole time. I need him out of that car, y'all. I need that man's out of it. I need heals. Ooh. Wait, somebody's down here. Fuck, dude, what the hell? He pushed over here. And that's where we end it for the day. My God. Emily, thank you. Oh, that was awful. These games have been awful today. Well, baddies, I want to thank you so much, though. I had a fabulous stream with you all. It was great. Yeah, at least we didn't die to the car. We had one win very early on, and then I got thrown in sweat lobbies all day. So, you know, is what it is. Is what it is. But I want to thank you guys so much. We had a fabulous stream. Again, Sundays are just like chill short streams where we just like hang out for a little bit and vibe. I want to thank you guys so much. Andrea, thank you for the heart me. It was a lot of fun. Oh, yes. No, it's a rift, Marshmallow. It's a rift. But we'll be back tomorrow at our regular time, at our normal time. It's been crazy today. Honestly, Trinity, it's been wild. Tomorrow will either be Fortnite or Tomodachi Life. We'll see. So be ready for that. And come join us for more. And hopefully TikTok will be fixed by then. We'll see. Anyways, we're going to end the TikTok live and raid out on Twitch, so come join us over there. I want to thank you. I love y'all so much. Y'all are amazing, beautiful people. Thank you for hanging out with us today, and thank you guys for just being you, all right? Yeah, something's going on with TikTok. Something is definitely off with TikTok for me today, but we'll see. I'll see if I can fix that. You did, Heather. Yes, it was a shorter stream today, just a 3 hour stream. Well, 3.5 hours, but yeah, 3 hour stream today. So not our usual full 6 hours or whatever. I love you guys dearly. Thank you for being you. Come join us on Twitch for the raid, and we're getting out of here. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. All right, ended on TikTok, y'all. Let's raid out on Twitch. King Dill Pickle is live, so we are absolutely raiding Dylan because we have not been able to go over to Dylan in a hot minute. Okay, so let's do that. All right, let's go raid Dylan if we can. I want to thank you guys though for being you. Thank you guys for a wonderful week. Also, this full week, it's been wonderful, and yeah, and we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. So I want to thank you guys. Yeah, I had a blast. It was great. And all the new folks who came in, you guys have been amazing. Please join in for the raid. As always, it's not going to pull everyone from the raid, especially if you are on mobile. It won't pull folks in for the raid. So please make sure to click in at the top of the chat bot for the raid. As you can see, it's like pulling in only a quarter of our viewers. So make sure to click in if you can for that raid. Otherwise, I want to thank you guys. There's 110 people who have not been in there. Yes, I got to go clean my apartment. Misery. But thank you guys so much. I love you dearly. Thank you for being you. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you lots. Bye, baddies. See you soon. Bye, besties.